It's Wednesday night, and that means it's time for the Lamar Thomas Show, featuring the greatest receiver in the history of college football. Just ask them, Lamar Thomas.
I was born in Ocala, Florida. I moved to Gainesville to go to high school. Been recruited probably since the 9th grade, illegally, I might add, by the University of Florida. I still can remember Coach Solinger, Don Solinger, coming out to our practice one day. Here it is, this guy comes out in the University of Miami jacket, and I said, I can't believe that's Miami out here. And, you know, I wanted to go up and say, hey, I'm Lamar Thomas. And actually, I did walk up to him and I said, hey, Coach, I'm Lamar Thomas. And he said, I know. And that was the start of my relationships with the University of Miami.
Another good block, and Toretto lays it out. Touchdown, Miami.
You come down here, you'll be on TV every weekend, dominating. I thought about it. I said, man, where do I sign? My mom, on Saturday mornings, I would wake up and she'd be holding my hand. I thought she was the weirdest lady in the world. But she was holding my hands and she would be rubbing them and saying, one day these hands are gonna make you a lot of money. She was smart.
So now, here he is, the great one, along with co-host Gary Ferman of CaneSPort.com, Lamar Thomas.
The great one. He's back. Another week of the Lamar Thomas Show. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gary Ferman, the publisher of CaneSport.com, joined by LT himself, the namesake. And Lamar, we got a lot to dive into tonight. I gotta be honest. You know, being friends with you for so many years, and all the other elite receivers that have played in Miami, it was a little bit of a bittersweet experience watching that game on Saturday and watching the Mike Harley and Charleston Rambo show, and the way that they just absolutely rewrote the record books, and with an assist from Rhett Lashley, who from the opening snap, man, he was feeding those guys the football. I mean, I don't remember ever seeing you get fed the football by Gino or Dennis Erickson the way those guys were being fed the football. And now we've got a new leader in career receptions. We've got single season records broken. What was going through your mind, Lamar, as you watched that game on Saturday and all this unfolded before your very eyes?
The fact that these guys were able to do this, it makes you feel like a proud papa. You know, seeing these young kids go out there and break records of guys that I actually had on my list, on my wall, in my dorm room, to know that they were able to pass a lot of these guys and break records. It's outstanding. I mean, obviously, to have Rhett on his way out say, I'm going to leave here with an exclamation point. And the exclamation point is, I'm going to get these guys their records. I'm going to get them their accolades. And I'm going to say bye-bye. You couldn't have asked for a better team to do it against, because as you well saw, Duke sucked.
So, they were terrible.
It worked out perfectly for those guys, and kudos to both of them, and Rhett Lashley, and Rob Likens.
And Rob Likens, yeah, who coached those guys. You got to give him some credit as well. And so Harley vaults to the top of the career reception leaders, blows by Reggie Wayne, Stacy Coley, yourself, obviously, Michael Irvin, Santana Moss, Leonard Hankerson, Travis Benjamin, Philip Dorsett, Alan Hearns. I mean, a lot of huge names are now underneath him, but catches 13 passes for 96 yards at Duke, and now has 182 career receptions, Lamar, which is 9 more than the great Reggie Wayne had. And just an amazing accomplishment for a guy that's a small receiver that got off to a slow start in his career. Getting 6 years didn't hurt, but just still a great accomplishment by him. And then Rambo finishes with 79 catches for 1,171 yards, blows by Leonard Hankerson in receptions, Alan Hearns in yards, with 8 catches for 101 yards. So, and he did it in 1 year.
Yeah.
Where he also kind of started slow, Lamar.
Yes, he did. When you look back on what these guys were able to accomplish, you got to look at the way the schedule went. Obviously they started off slow, but they finished like game busters. And the schedule kind of it made it worthwhile for those guys, because as the schedule got weaker as it went on, and they were able to do some things in the media to get them going and to make Rhett Lashley feel more comfortable calling plays. And I think at the end, it was a beautiful marriage. I mean, from the schedule to what Rhett was doing, and TBD coming of age, especially in the second half of a lot of those games. So, I mean, records are meant to be broken, man. They don't last forever. And you look at what those guys are able to do. It's a different ball game now. Obviously, and not making excuses for the older guys, but we didn't have bowl games. Bowl games didn't count. We didn't play as many games, and we definitely didn't have these offenses that they have now, which they it's about throwing the football, and it's about a bubble screen is now a handoff. And to their defense, they were born late enough that it helped. So kudos to those guys. I mean, that's what the game has evolved to that. And we look back, the older guys look back and go, man, I don't know if I could have run that bubble screen and shit. But it is what it is, and I'm happy for those guys. They did a great job.
I haven't gone back and compared, but I imagine there's a lot more plays per game that are being run today than were run back when you guys played. And that does make a big difference. And it does favor the receivers and the quarterbacks and help them build stats.
I mean, think about it. We had Steve McGuire back there. We had Leonard Conley. We ran the ball. I mean, we literally, and not saying they don't, because Rooster did an outstanding job this year running the football. But our main focus was to run the ball, and they were all downfield passes. And you make those plays, you draw those plays to find the open spots, and the game is just evolved because they're running plays at a faster pace. We didn't have the no huddle. You think about it. We run that play, everybody's in the huddle, we run out, and we line up, and we're running that play with 4 or 5 seconds to go on the play clock. These guys are looking to the sideline. Everything is it's like, okay, I got my play. They can run it fast. They can run it slow. It's just the game has evolved, man. It's just they actually probably, I haven't done the research, but I can tell you from watching the game, they run a lot more plays than we did back in the day.
Now, you coached with a guy that can, I mean, you can debate all kinds of things about Bobby Petrino all you want, but he could dial up some offense now. And what was your reaction when you got in there and you kind of saw some of the new age of offense and how successful it is? And from a coaching standpoint, what went through your head?
It was amazing, because the first thing he said to me is, he said, we're running Coach Erickson's offense on steroids. And I said, what? And basically what it was, really was because he had the ability to slow it down or to up tempo. I mean, he knew how to adjust it. He back in the day, we waited for Coach Harrison to figure out what play he wanted. We ran the play in. We gave it to the quarterback. We went and lined up, and then Gino had to decide whether he wanted to audible or not. It took a long time. These guys nowadays, again, they look to the sideline, and what Coach Petrino was really good at, if he saw what he wanted, he would get you to the line of scrimmage, and if it was okay, he just point and you go with that play. Nowadays, again, they get you to the line of scrimmage. You look to the sideline. If they want to change it, they change it. And usually it's a lot faster than what it was back in the day. And it was just amazing to see how the game again has evolved from back in the day, and putting pressure on defenses to make the right defensive calls. If you go fast enough, they have to go pretty much vanilla, and you see that in like the Big 12, Big 10. I don't even know what it is. Big 8. Big 6. I don't know what the hell it is now, but um, you go fast enough, you have to go vanilla. You can't dial up those blitzes that you might have dialed up. You have to try to protect what's deep. That's why they don't play good defense out there.
You just made an interesting point. This whole check with me era of football now, we always see everybody looking towards the sideline for the approval of their coaches to run the play that was called. And I assume that if they wave it off, that there's a check down to another play. That's part of the playbook. I don't think people really understand what's going on there. Can you just tell us a little bit about that, what they're looking for, and how all that's being communicated?
Well, for the most part, in Petrino's offense, we had a run play, we had a pass play, and we were reading the 3 technique, the D lineman, and we were seeing where he was positioned. There were a lot of things that went into it. If we liked what we saw and we felt like we could get the block, we ran the ball. If we didn't feel like we could get that block, they had too many guys in the box, we threw the ball. Back in the day, we got to the point where we would call 2 plays in the huddle. You had 1 or 2 plays to pick from. These guys have enough plays because they're looking to the sideline. They might call 1 play, but there's a gamut of plays that they can signal you on a check with me to make it happen. And it's just because you're going so fast that, again, if that defensive coordinator takes that chance and goes, I'm going blitz, and they look to the sideline and the offense has figured it out, they're going to go to something safe, maybe a max protection, and you're going to be butt naked back there in the secondary. So it's a very interesting dynamic of how the game has changed, evolved. I mean, that's the 4th time I've evolved, but that's what it's done. The game has, and I feel sorry for those defensive coordinators because unless you have the Jimmies and the Joes, you're pretty much at a disadvantage to these fast offenses because if you can say like the Alabamas, I'm gonna only rush 4 guys and still be able to get to the quarterback, then you win. If you got to dial it up and bring some type of blitz, there's a chance you could lose because they've already looked to the sideline and got their check to go ahead and shore up that protection, and you're again butt naked on the back end, which is the secondary, and somebody's open. So the game has changed so much.
Now, you guys were the Ruthless Posse. We're going to have a couple of those guys that are scheduled to join us tonight. But in this type of football, with this type of extra layers of coaching and audibling and that sort of thing, would the Ruthless Posse have been that much more lethal?
That's hard to say because I think we would have been, but the whole thing of being able to change plays as you run to the huddle because you knew the offense that well, and getting the quarterback to agree with you was you couldn't do that from the line. You can't sit there and look at the coach and he's calling the play. You can't change it. But as you run out, if the coach gives you the play and something you don't like, you can change it on the way there and go, oh, I blew a gasket, and you can change the play. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know if we would have been that successful or we would have been successful. But I know it's a different age, and it's so much different that the sideline controls what goes on, other than the quarterback, who Gino and whoever our quarterback, Steve Walsh. These guys had all the checks. They knew everything. When they saw something they didn't like, they knew exactly what to do. So it takes a lot of pressure off those quarterbacks.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, I'm going to bring in the third member of our team here, Bruce Warner, a guy that loves offense, but he's trying to cover up his chin there.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's an elbow.
He tried to take it to the hole and got an elbow to the chin, so he's a little bruised up for tonight's show. But
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. It's what time is it? Oh, it's 8:16. Who's the new athletic director and who's the new coach, Gary?
Yeah,
we're not talking about that yet. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is pretty funny. Like, I'm looking at these comments. Spill the beans from Mike Mustafa.
Spill the beans.
Rocky McMillan says, need an update. Eric Scott says, Gary. So let's get that out of the way real quick here for everybody. I think the AD thing's getting close. I think it's very likely to happen in the next day or two. I think that a guy that I'm hearing mentioned quite a bit is Eddie Nunez of New Mexico. I don't know that it's been 100% finalized yet, but I'm hearing his name a lot. And I've done some checking on him, and people within the industry say really, really, really solid things about Eddie Nunez, that he's a good guy, that he'll do a good job. And his resume at New Mexico doesn't jump out at you, but how much of that is because it's at New Mexico? I mean, it can't be the easiest place in the world for coaches to recruit athletes. And like Lamar, could you imagine being the football coach at New Mexico?
Whew.
How do you recruit?
Some hot days.
State talent.
It's some hot days and cold nights. That's the only thing I know about New Mexico. I'm pretty sure that's a hard gig. But you take on those responsibilities. You obviously sold them on something to get hired. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's if you take the job at New Mexico, whether it's the AD or the head coach, you've obviously sold them on something that was going to make them think that obviously it was going to be better. I think the head coach out there is Bob Davies.
I don't think he's there anymore. Yeah, I think he's.
I forget the name of the guy that's there now.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a tough gig. So, regardless of what position you take out there, any position I would think is probably tough at New Mexico and New Mexico State. Any New Mexico team is tough.
Are you hearing Alonzo's name anymore as part of this, Gary? Or can you answer that one?
No, I don't think Alonzo's going to get the AD job.
No, I agree.
So I think what will happen is if Eddie Nunez does get it, maybe there's somebody else. I'm still trying to get confirm that it's done and all that. But I think they would meet with Alonzo, probably meet with Gino too, Lamar, and those guys would be able to try to sell themselves on how they can contribute to the program, and then ultimately, I imagine it will be the athletic director's choice who his assistants are. Like, I don't know that the University of Miami is going to force anything on the new AD. But, Lamar, people are going to say that, hey, where's the football pedigree if it's this guy? I mean, he was at LSU for 14 years. Did just about everything in their athletic department. But he hasn't been the athletic director at a football power. And that's going to be a knock that people are going to have on him. I mean, you've been in intercollegiate athletics as a player and as a coach. You worked with one of the best athletic directors of recent times in Tom Jurich at Louisville. I mean, how important is it for an AD to have a football pedigree?
Oh, it's, you brought up the name Tom Jurich. So all I can say about that guy was he wanted every sport to win, and I would think that's what every AD has to strive for. Um, and on top of being able to raise money for the program and be able to put people in different positions um, that they're able to overlook those programs. When I was at University of Kentucky with Mitch Barnhart, um, he had an AD over football. His name was Mark Hill, and he had two ADs over basketball. One I think handled like off the court stuff. One handled the other stuff. I mean, it was crazy, and I think that's the way college athletics is going now. As you look at some of these programs, you look on Ohio State list and what they have on their athletic staff. There are a ton of associate ADs that help cover certain things, and they have these guys in the meeting. Like I said before, the Mark Hill guy was sitting in on every meeting he wanted, any meeting he wanted to, especially the staff meetings. He would sit there, and he was writing down stuff to go back and report to Mitch Barnhart, and I think it would take some pressure off of whoever the AD is to have a guy like that, whether it's Gino, whether it's Alonzo, whether it's Nunez, whether it's Tom Jarrett. You have a guy that's in there to be your eyes, because there's so many other things you have to do as an AD that just isn't football. If you're an AD, you still have to cover women's soccer. You still have to cover baseball. You have to, in some programs, have softball. There's just a lot of things you have to be able to cover. So you have to be able to put people in position to be able to help you, to give you your eyes and ears inside those programs, and you still be able to sign autographs, kiss babies, earn to be able to get money in the program. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Gary, do you have any idea how many interviews there really was for the AD job? Was there a handful, or was there a lot?
I personally know of, I think, 4 or 5. So I'm assuming there were more than that, probably 6, 7, 8. Yeah. The way that works, Bruce, is that the University of Miami, when they hire the search firm, they'll give the firm like 3 or 4 names of guys that they think should be considered. And then the search firm will come up with another 3 or 4 names that they're going to add to the mix. And then they'll sit down and talk them through probably almost an entire day conference call, which I'm assuming probably happened yesterday, maybe today. And then they get it down to a couple finalists, and then do final interviews, and then they make a selection, and I'm sure have an in-person meeting with that person, which if it's not going on tonight, it would be going on tomorrow probably. I'm expecting them to get this done by the end of the week, but that's kind of how it works. Eric Scott here wants me to be AD, I assume, with Lamar right there next to me. And, I got to tell you something, Eric. University of Miami job right now is a big job. You got a football program that's been kind of floundering. You got a basketball program that's kind of floundering. You're going to probably, Jim Larinaga is getting older. I don't know if they don't turn it around quick, how many more years that he's going to be able to keep up the fight. He's got a very good recruiting class this year. But, you've got a baseball program that seems to be underachieving. And I don't know that the athletic department is as financially healthy as it needs to be in relation to all of the things that they need in the building. And they're talking about making a big commitment, Lamar. And, they're talking about injecting all kinds of cash into the athletics. But the athletic director is going to have to oversee how that money's spent. And if it's not being spent well, and they don't like the way things are going, it's going to reflect on that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and he has no control over the money. He just knows he's got to use it, but he doesn't have any control over how much they have to spend.
Well, they'll tell them what's going on right now is. Rudy Fernandez and these guys are having meetings, and they're being told what is needed. And the athletic director will certainly join the fray on that as soon as he gets into his office. And they're telling the administration what they need to do their jobs better. And the administration's going to say yes or no. But once that money gets allocated to athletics, it's the athletic director that's going to have to make sure that what it's being sent in to do gets executed properly. This is going to be a big job, whether it's Eddie Nunez or somebody else. This is going to be a big job for the next athletic director at Miami.
Now, if they're going to get Mario Cristobal, they better earmark that money for football, because what's the purpose of it? They're going into tennis or racquetball or girls, field hockey. It's got to go to the football if he's coming here.
Well, I think that football becomes a separate budget.
Okay.
Mario Cristobal is not coming here if that all hasn't been discussed in advance and laid out to the T.
Right.
And maybe that's still going on as we sit here tonight. But that hiring won't get finalized if all that isn't really, really, really ironed out. And Lamar, when you were at Louisville in Kentucky, did you guys have open access to jets? And if you needed to go see a receiver in Texas or something, could you just drop what you're doing, get over to the airport and get on a plane?
Some people have that access. Obviously the head coach and maybe the recruiting coordinator, especially when I was in Kentucky. I think Vince had access, but then again, Vince was only going to Ohio. Some people do have the access to those private jets. And I mean, it is a luxury. And I've ridden in them when I was at Louisville and when I was at University of Kentucky. More when I was at University of Kentucky, because Stoops he would want to come to South Florida and recruit and visit the Hard Rock.
So he had a private jet.
It wasn't his private jet. It was somebody's private jet.
But I mean, he had access to it.
He had access to a private jet.
So when you were flying to South Florida, when you're at Louisville and you're flying to South Florida, and you're going to recruit
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, you're going to recruit Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Are you flying commercial or are you flying private?
Well, actually, Eddie Grand and Stoops, they wanted to come down. We would fly private, and then we'd have these Denali's sitting on the runway up by Lockhart Stadium into that airport. I hated it. First of all, I hated it because I wanted to get my points. So I wanted to go commercial. Okay, I wanted my points, so when this shit was done, I still had points. I was getting something out of it. And then you're sitting there, you're cramped up. I really don't want to talk to these guys. What are we talking about? They're sometimes these guys are saucing it a little bit, and I didn't really like the whole private jet. And to be honest with you, you're sitting in those closed, confined areas. I'd rather be on the big old jet, the big thing, walk through the airport, and it's just the private thing to me. It's just, I don't know. I guess it was supposed to be convenient, but it was only convenient when you wanted to leave, and especially you're actually. It wasn't convenient because when I wanted to leave, it was convenient when the head coach wanted to leave, because that's when we were flying out. We weren't flying out because I said, hell, I want to go home. Or Eddie Grant said he wanted to go home. It was when Mark Stoops said, I want to go home. And every now and then, Petrino, not as much with Petrino, we would take the private jet. But, those guys have access because they're dealing with a lot of people that have a lot of money, and they want to ensure the program have as much success as it should be. So they're going to give you whatever you need.
Well, John Kennedy is saying get a guy from New Mexico really at UM. And it's funny because as we're sitting here talking about it, I did just receive a text that he might now be out of the AD search. So we might be back at square one trying to figure this out.
That's why I asked you about those names.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it. Like, this is really like going around in circles, really, to me, the last week. I've seen reports that Gino was getting the job. I've seen reports that Alonzo was getting the job. neither of which I think is true. So this thing could come out of left field. I mean, there was a candidate out of Arizona State that was part of the interview process. I think there's a couple others out there. So
you would think there has to be. Look at all the schools. There has to be somebody that wants this job, other than some guy from New Mexico.
But he's from South Florida. He's from South Florida.
So what?
You got Gino who lives down here. You got Alonzo who wants to be back here and part of the program. You got Tom Jarrett who has had success and now his family lives down here. I mean, there are some connections, with these guys in South Florida, and we don't know. We're not in the BOT, okay? We're not in the BOT. We can get all the leads. I know, Gary, you're the Adam Scheffler of college football. I don't know.
Yeah, but I didn't know this guy pulled his name out today. I didn't know that. I've been hearing his name constantly.
But did he really pull
week.
his name out? We've seen guys say, I'm going to be here. This is the job I want. And then the next day they like, deuces. You got one guy meeting at 7 a.m. in the morning with a team. I would not have come to that meeting. Hell no. The guy from Notre Dame, Brian Kelly. You're going to get me up out of my bed to come to tell me for a 2-minute meeting that you're leaving?
You're leaving.
F you, buddy. Take your to LSU and eat some. I hope you get a root put on you and some effouton or something, whatever those southern dishes or whatever the hell. So I mean, it's just crazy what college football is becoming right now.
How much was he making at Notre Dame? How much was he making? He's making what, $95 million? Wow.
I mean,
what is it about early morning that all these coaches love so damn much? Like, why does a football player have to get up at 4:30 a.m. to be at a 5 a.m. workout? Like, what does that accomplish, Lamar?
It makes them mentally tougher.
Well, what it's supposed to accomplish, Gary, it gets you up and starts your day. We don't want those kids sleeping in and not going to class. It gives you, hey, man, you get up, you go to practice or whatever you have to do. You go eat breakfast, you go to class, you start your day off right. That's what it's supposed to do. But I've coached kids that said, I will be there at 4:30. And then I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, and then I'm taking my ass to sleep. And if you want to run me, that's okay. But it's going to be later on in the day. It ain't going to be at 5:30, 7:30. It's going to be after I get my sleep.
Well, what do you say to a kid like that? Get off.
Line.
You can't let that happen.
No, you can say it. Line. That's it. Line. And you just, you run them. I mean, and as a player, so I always have to put myself in their shoes. I gave Brad Rowe fits because I wouldn't lift weights, and he would run the shit out of me, and I was okay with that because it was making me a better player. I figured if you run me to death, it's only going to make me better. I refuse to go to study hall. So really? I would have to get up and go and run in the morning. But it got me up in the morning. It got me to class. It got me to breakfast. It got me, I might have been out of the club late at night, and I said, I got to go run. And I just told him, man, I'm not going. I just felt like, for me personally, it gave me something to do in the morning that I had to do, even though they thought of it as a punishment. It wasn't a punishment for me. It was what I wanted to do because it made me to be able to run all day because you ran me, you rolled me, you did whatever. And maybe I might have thrown up, but it was probably liquor from the night before. So I'm good.
What did you have against lifting weights and going to study hall?
Well, first of all, weightlifting was not my forte. And poor Brad Rowe, he had me from college to the NFL to the Buccaneers and to the Dolphins. I felt so bad for him because I was not lifting weights. It wasn't my thing, man. I just didn't want to be in the weight room. And they actually went to Coach Erickson and to complain about me. And I told him, I said, look, man, I'm here for two things.
No.
First downs and touchdowns. That's what I do. I'm not lifting weights. Sorry,
No,
can't do it. Don't want to be in there wasting
You
your
say
time.
you never lifted weights?
No, I didn't.
That's
I went
unbelievable.
in. I went in there and I practiced rebounding. I throw the ball off the backboard and I would jump up. And that's what my catches were.
That's an amazing story.
And probably, you know what? In hindsight, probably cheated myself by not doing it. But I was just, I first of all, I didn't want to be in there. I felt embarrassed. You know, I couldn't bench 135. Coach Hubbard Alexander told me after I got up under 135, he said, and he saw it sit on my chest. He said, "You'll never play here." And I said, "Yes, I will." So it was more of a stubborn thing. I don't think I lift weights to the end of my career, and those were the 2 years I got hurt. So
wow.
go figure.
So you didn't go to study hall. How are those grades, man? How are those grades?
So now we're on the study hall thing, and this is the problem when I'm coaching kids. I'm like, dog, you gotta go, bro. You gotta go, bro. I hate to run you in the morning, but don't be me. The grades were okay, but I refused to go to study hall because I knew that I would be punished, and I knew also that I wanted to get up and run in the morning. I didn't want to lay in bed, and so it was like it was my warped way of thinking. Like, if I don't go to study hall, I gotta run. If I don't run, then I'm not gonna be better. And so that was my warped way of thinking. It was just a stubborn thing. I was saying, I'm not going to study hall. I don't want to sit in there. That's ridiculous. Because some days in study hall, you had time that you'd done all your work. So you're just sitting there. You had hours to complete. And I said, this is beyond me. Why am I sitting here when all my work is done? I'm not going to. And I don't know. It was just my stubborn way. So as a coach now, you have the Coach Petrino, you have Coach Stoops. Why isn't he going to study hall? So I got to go talk to these kids, and I got to tell them, hey, man, listen, bro. You got to go to study hall, dog. Right. If you don't go to study hall.
Look what happened to me. That's what you told me.
I just say, look, dog, bottom line is you got to graduate, man. You got to go to study hall. And so when I flipped it around on the kids and said, man, you're here to graduate, first of all. You cannot let the University of Kentucky or the University of Louisville win. You win when you get your degree. So you got to go to study hall. You'll get your and what I just tell them, if you get your degree early, you can transfer. So I kind of gave
them. Well, that's not going to work anymore.
Well, yeah, they got the transfer portal. They have the portal now.
Yep.
My phone's sitting here going crazy. You know, it's like everybody's been hearing Eddie Nunez for 2 days, and I've been getting hit all day on it. And, you know, we didn't put out a story because, you know, there was no confirmation of it, obviously, and stuff. But so now that there's this report out that he probably is pulled out because, you know, probably was told he wasn't getting it. So he, you know, he's probably pulled out of it. Man, everyone's like buzzing now. Who's it going to be? What's going to happen now? And it's a big hire, Lamar. It's a big hire.
We're not in that room. We don't know. We're not on the board of trustees. We're not the big money guys. They're making the decisions. They're leaking what they want to leak. You know, that's what people don't understand. And then you got some people that's coming from left field and they want to just throw any name out there or whatever name they think.
Yeah,
we're not making the decisions. Those people are the people that are making decisions, and for the most part, if you don't know those people, you can't even comment on them.
And as a reporter, you have to be really careful. You know, when you're trying, you know, when you're trying to follow all this stuff,
you don't want to lose your credibility.
So LT, hey, wait till you see who we got in the house. Wait till you see this. Look at this.
Oh.
The guy that wiped all you all out of the record book.
Hey, let me give a shot. Let me get a shot on that.
Yeah, that's hard water, Mike. Mike, that's hard water he's drinking.
That's adult juice, dog. Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
God
thank you.
damn, man, they fed you like a malnourished child, man. Goddamn, 13 catches, 13
Yeah,
catches.
bro.
Your hands
I
hurt.
mean, nah, my hands don't hurt. That's what we do. Shoot, if you can throw the ball to me 20 times, I'm gonna try my best to catch all of them.
Jesus
Yeah, he made
Christmas,
some
man.
nice catches. Both him
Yes, you
and
did.
Rambo.
I would have
Yeah, man.
loved to get fed that many times. Hell, man. But again, man, congratulations. That was awesome to
Yeah.
watch. And I mean, you passed some people on that list. And I I don't know if you were listening to my speech when I talked to those guys at Paradise Camp. I told them that I had a list, the top 10 list on the back of my door, and every day I walked out of that room, I had to see it, and I wasn't able to touch it or see in it my name pass any of those guys to like my junior senior year. And once I started passing one, it became an obsession to me. So I understand, what it feels like to be able to pass some of those great names, man. And you know, when you got here, and I saw a clip of you as a when you signed or when you committed to you looked so young and you looked so green. You had no idea. Just dreams, huh?
Yes, sir. I had no idea. No idea. Yeah, I just know I was gonna be at, first in Miami, and I didn't know all this came with it.
Mike, when you first got here, Gary would always tell me, "You're the hardest worker. This kid is a hard worker. This kid is a real hard worker. He's going to make something of himself."
I
And
did.
early, you struggled.
From day one, Bruce. I
But
remember you and I
yeah, he's
talking
telling
about
me this. And so, Mike, here you are all these years later. Look what you've accomplished. You're ahead of him. You're ahead of Michael Irvin. Look at all the people that have gone to this school, the Perrimans and Blades and Andre Johnson and Santana. You know all these guys. You're ahead of them all. That's a hell of an accomplishment. And most of it had to do with your hard work and your work ethic. And you should be applauded for that.
100%. I totally agree. I guarantee you, all the receivers that came through that program, none of them, you never doubt all the work and the things they've been through, but just everything I faced it the 5 years there, I just felt like all that made me to who I am, and definitely made me break them records like that, pass up them receivers. And 21 years for a record to be that long, I mean, that takes a lot.
Yeah. And this is going to carry you through the rest of your life, this work ethic. Well, you're a young man now, but it's going to help you forever. And, again, Gary pointed it out 5 years ago.
I noticed it the first day of his freshman
Yeah,
year
he
at
told me.
practice. Mike, you jumped out at me, and I've been here 40 years, man. I mean, I've watched all these guys play that you've passed, and you jumped out at me from the first day of practice because I just saw the heart and the desire that you had in you. And obviously, I didn't know you were going to have records and all that. But I mean, look at these names that are right underneath you now: Reggie Wayne, okay, Stacy Coley, Lamar, Michael Irvin, Santana Moss, Leonard Hankerson, Travis Benjamin, Philip Dorsett, Alan Hearns, Kellen Winslow. I mean, like, that's one heck of a list, man. And I know Lashley helped you out a little bit the other day, no argument, but he gave you a lot of balls. But I mean, that's some pretty darn guys that you've passed. I mean, has that registered with you yet?
Nah, it really didn't register with me yet until I'm going. I got one more game left, so I'm really trying to, even put a couple more numbers up so I can be more satisfied and feel more like feel more laid back for the future. So someone that try to beat my record got to push a little harder.
But I love the love that they gave you, bro. That was awesome to watch, man. That was there it was between Coach Diaz, uh, Coach Lashley, and Coach Likens. They said we're gonna showcase you and get this done, and that was amazing to watch, man. I got goosebumps watching it because I'm like, man, they made sure that you were gonna go out and break this record because it was in your reach. I mean, did you know did they have the play scripted for you? Did you know that you were going to be fed that much in the first quarter or second quarter?
I mean, I mean, yeah, every OC have the first scripted like 10 plays, and on them 10 plays, I definitely had like three to four to come to me. Definitely with the Uno toss pass, jet sweep, a couple bubbles. Because the way they was playing cover one, a little off, and a couple whip routes. Just to get the
The
positive
whip route
yards,
was
get the
nice. The whip route was nice, by the way. I saw that. That was nice.
appreciate it. So they were just getting the team flowing. Fast start, just starting me up early. So yeah, and then and it's so crazy. The play I got my helmet snatched off. I was running towards the sideline because I was dirt tired. I think I had like 5 catches that first drive, and the ref said it was a penalty. You don't have to come out. When your helmet come up, you stay in. And I was like, nah, like, because there's like, you want to stay out. Like, nah, I'm gonna get a water and I'm gonna get back in. And Restrepo came in, got the touchdown. I was like, man, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That would have been nice. That would have been nice to cap it off with a touchdown that first drive, but what's for you is for you. So I didn't even force it.
Yeah. So that play that you came on the sidelines when TVD rolled to his left and kind of threw it, he winged it on the side. Your route had to have been broken. That wasn't the play. You just saw he was in trouble. Is that what happened? And you went over to the sideline. How did that play end up?
Yeah, I was running the street route, and then it was crazy. I heard the fans, like getting louder. So that made me turn around. And I seen TVD running for his life, and I just came and just threw the ball and made sure I secured it.
That's a hell of a throw on the run like that.
100%.
That's always a great feeling for a receiver because you make a play on the broken play. That's all awesome. What I want to talk to you, Mike, is about your work ethic, and what you've endured being there at the University of Miami and learning how to continue to work and work harder. I mean, at some point, it has to become contagious because those young guys, they see you working, they want to join that. They see you on the top of that list. They see you getting all these accolades. They want to see what is your game plan and how were you able to do that. So tell us a little bit about how much you worked to get this, in the off season, after practice, all these things, because most fans just think, hey, you go out there and catch balls and you catch a couple passes in practice, but it's much more than that.
Right. I can tell a whole story from freshman year, but I'm gonna just stick to my last year. Just happened. Just coming in, I decided to run it back with a couple guys. Spring semester, I had Charleston Rambo come on, and just me having my goals set out. It's so crazy. I haven't reached probably like all my goals except probably like 2 of them. So I know I had a lot of goals coming in that season. Work hard. And the crazy part about it, my work ethic, I'm gonna work regardless. I'm not gonna take it for granted. And I was just gonna leave it all at the table. Cause I always think about, how my family came up. So it's like if I buck a rep or if I quit or, if I don't finish first, I'm letting my family down. So, I always kept that mindset coming in when I apply to work. And then just trying to set the standard for the younger guys. Because knowing I'm gonna leave and the receiver will be young. Little did I know, Charles Rambo was like the main one soaking it all up. He was the one you know, tough for Oklahoma, a winning program. He had some different ways, but I really had to show him the right way to do things, and I broke him out some of his bad habits, and then just not taking all the credibility for me helping him, man. He definitely came a long way. Charleston was like really that type of guy working halfway. He was just going for talent, and just me trying to set the tone for the young guys. I set the tone for Charleston Rambo. And then, like you said, it got contagious. But what you about?
Yeah.
Well, the question I have is also, the last 2 years you've had KJ Osborne, you had, and he worked his behind off, and now you pass that along to Rambo. He comes here. I mean, how those two guys helped your game?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. you said one guy that, man, I appreciate. I got to give him his flowers now. I owe him Christmas gifts in the future, man. KJ Osborne.
Yeah.
KJ Osborne, type of guy that came in, from Buffalo. So, he had to still, he felt like he had to prove a point, like I can play on the ACC type level. And then, he started shining, man. He was even working harder. I'm talking about he'll catch a 5-yard slant and finish all the way to the end zone. He will text Coach Diaz like 10 o'clock at night and see if somebody can come in the indoor and turn on the lights so he can get some feet work drill in or catch some jugs and stuff like that. And, I fed off of it. Like you said, it got contagious and it came along to me, then it passed on to Rambo. And just seeing, Rambo succeed, bro, no envy in my blood, no hate. That crap made me, I always told him, I was like, man, you got a son. Boy. And then, his son was born during the season. I was like, man, you got to feed your son. So, whatever you got to do, bro, I'm here to help. Man, we used to stay out to watch film, catch extra drugs if we ain't have no quarterback near in sight, and just hang around and bond together. And just when it got to the field, it's just like that trust factor that I don't need to second guess myself with Rambo, and Rambo don't have to second guess himself with me.
So after the Alabama game, Mike, and then King goes down, and then Van Dyke struggles in a couple of the games, and then all of a sudden the light switch went on. It went on, and it went on really bright. How was it working with him, going from game 2, 3 to 4, then to 5, and now through the end of the season? When this kid is on fire, he's probably, what is he, ACC Rookie of the Year, and he's probably going to be on a Heisman watch come next summer. So talk about what you've noticed about Tyler Van Dyke, because he lit it up.
Yeah, I've seen his growth, but I always had confidence in the spring. Derek is rehabbing, so God forbid if Derek not ready, man. I know Tyler. Like, the best thing to happen for Tyler, the best thing to happen for Derek. God does everything for a reason. Derek went down. The world was shook. Definitely, inside the facility, everyone was shook, but I wasn't. It's just, Tyler struggled with the first 2 games. I told him after I was like, let you play your game. You don't have to play this particular way. You don't got to have this here. I say you're still playing quarterback. So if you see a ball on somebody, go 50-50. Want to make some plays, want to make you look good. And so you can gain confidence. So you can, just stretch, and that's what happened.
See, last week, guys, come on, you have to admit it. I brought it up last week that Van Dyke can throw it to him and Rambo and have confidence because they catch a lot of balls. They fight for a lot of balls. Some of his former teammates didn't do that. So, yeah, I could see where Van Dyke is saying, damn it, I'll throw it to Rambo, I'll throw it to Mike. Even if they're not open, they still may catch the ball. So that's part of the psyche of Van Dyke. He just got his confidence level went through the roof. And, going into next season, wow, I can't even imagine how good. And you know what else? I may be saying this wrong, but Garcia's injury helped him. He didn't have any pressure or anybody looking over his shoulder. If he had a bad quarter or a bad game, Garcia's going to start next week. When he got hurt in App State, he really had a clear sailing all the way. He could go at his own pace, not worry about him getting yanked out. Do you agree, Mike?
100%. That's what I was saying. Everything God did was for this team, even been growth. And yeah, I totally agree with what you said.
Thank you.
Well, he also had to rise to the occasion. I mean, now he's the guy, and he knows the whole team is counting on him, and he had to respond. And to his credit, he did.
Yeah, he did, bro. He did, and he had senior season. And yeah, so he came through, man.
Well, he also opened his mouth before the NC State game, and obviously you guys heard about it and read about it, and you backed him up because he was right. They're not scoring 40 on us. We're going to beat them. And he was right.
100%, bro. I'm saying it all come from practice, and it's all stress.
But that was the last time he opened his mouth.
Lamar, you and some of the guys did a little tribute video for Mike.
Yeah.
Let me throw that up there real quick.
They say records are made to be broken, so congratulations to Mike Harley on becoming the University of Miami's all-time leading receptions leader. a record that I've had for 21 years. But now it's yours. Welcome to being number one, brother. Congrats.
Mike Harley. Damn, number one. You first, bruh. You did that. Hey, check it, man. Congratulations. This your boy Santana. And I just want to tip my hat off to you, man. Say, job well done. I know the guy that you passed, man, you know, he that dude. He did it on that level, and he did it on the next level. And a few of them other guys were behind him. So you in a league of your own, man, when you leading the charts. Hats off to you, buddy. Finish strong, man. Out.
Mike Harley, this is Lamar Thomas, a guy that used to be on the top of that list. But records are meant to be broken, and you've passed us, just like you told myself and Michael Irvin that you were going to do it. So congratulations to you. Continued success to you. Continue to look it into the tuck. And always remember, it's all about the you, and go Canes.
Good job.
Wow, man, I'm surprised you're not crying, Mike. That doesn't bring tears to your eyes.
I did all the crying Saturday after the game, man. Definitely.
Wow.
Like when the media did I video, I was like, you know what, video. And then Chrissy showed me after the media, and I was broke down. Crazy. I ain't had no word.
Hey, let me tell you something, Mike. When they asked me to do it, there was no hesitation, you know, because it's a fraternity. You're part of an elite group. You're actually on the top of that elite group, so it was a no-brainer. But let me tell you something. At least I didn't send you a big old package. I'm talking about a huge box, and you go to open it up, and you open it up, and it's a lithograph of Michael Irvin, and there's a note in it that says, "Records are meant to be broken. Congratulations. And if you ever forget what a great receiver looks like, look up over your bed at my picture, and you will remember. I threw that shit outside, and I was shooting BBs at that thing. You know what I mean? But now,
Hey, you know what's so crazy? I really thought, I was like, man, I break one of these records, man, I feel like one of you old heads gonna try to do something to me. And I'm like, man, like, I don't know.
Well, the night is young. Don't worry.
Yeah.
They'll find you.
We're excited, man. We're
You know what else he did? I think Gary was telling me about this too, because I noticed it. His blocking. He was a damn good blocker for somebody his size. He was a feisty little son of a gun. He was good. He's got one more game, but you must be proud of yourself for that too, right, Mike? That's all part of the work ethic, blocking.
Yeah, that's all part of work ethic. And you know, there's only one football ever. You got running backs, you got quarterbacks running, even receivers running, and tight ends running. So I try my best not to be selfish and, you know, sacrifice my body, sacrifice, you know, my everything for the other guy to shine. So once I do that, I know on my side, like, I'm going to get it in return. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this, Mike. When you came up to myself and Michael Irvin at the Paradise Camp, and you said that, I mean, there was no ill feelings, bro. I was like, go ahead, dog. That means that we're somewhat successful if you're going to do that. And, you know, obviously you and Mike had a great St. Thomas moment there where y'all hugged and embraced, where I felt left out, but it's all good. But it was great, man. I've told people about that. I said, man, he walked up to us and he said, no disrespect to you guys, man, but I'm going to pass you guys on that list. And, you know, what do you say? You know, we're UM fans, so we want you to pass us, and more deserving guy. And, you know, I tell you another guy that is excited about it, who was excited about it, was Coach Likens. Him and I have texted back and forth, and, you know, he's a big fan of yours and what you've been able to do. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he said it couldn't have happened to a better guy. So, you know, that's what it's all about. When your coach, your position coach, is in there with you, and he wants to see the best from you, that means a lot. And that's important that you've done wonders getting him to say, this is one of my guys.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. 'Cause, Coach Likens coming in as my third wide receiver coach. At the time, man, I was like, man, I'm over it. Like, either whatever I got to do, man, I just got to get out of here. It's a business at the end of the day. And then, with him, he didn't really give me that vibe, like just another coach coming in for money, or another coach just coming in to, secure a job. You know what I'm saying? And he just made it feel like family. Like he called me Junior, like like he's my pops and like I'm his son, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he changed the game with that. Coach Like changed the game with that.
That's good.
Now, LT, you were a bigger receiver, and
not weight wise.
not weight wise. Hey, Mike, do you know that Lamar, when he played at Miami, he refused to lift weights, never touched a bar in the weight room?
I could believe that,
but it was an ice cream bar.
I could believe that because speed kills. And
Hey, man,
I was growing up, like I swear on everything I love. When I was growing up, one of my dad homeboys, like high school, I used to rock the fade, and I was anti fade, and I used to tell him like, man, I'll probably go to University of Miami. I don't know yet. And dude was telling me, he was like, yeah, you remind me of like a Lamar Thomas type. Me, I'm like, damn, sound familiar, but like I don't really know who that is. He showed me a couple flicks. You're flying past people, literally flying past people, skinny. He was like, yeah, y'all got the same body type, blah, blah, blah. So I don't blame him. Speed kills, man. So, speed kills.
Hey, dog, you got one thing I didn't have. You talking about real speed. I ain't had none of that. I fooled him for a long time because I could jump. But
ooh, yeah. Man.
But Mike, I walk into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta for the Alabama game, and I walk in the stadium and I walk out on the field, and it's about an hour and 20 minutes before a kickoff, and you're over there on the side of the field doing bench presses. Like you're pumping iron on the sideline before the game, and I'm like, what the hell? And I mean, I pulled out my cell phone because I had to get it on tape. I wish I still had it. I'd throw it up right now. But like here we have Lamar, the great. We call him Lamarticus the Great. He had a fantastic career at Miami. Went on, played 8 years in the NFL, Lamar, and never lifted a weight. And you're sitting there before the Alabama game, and you're pumping iron on the sideline.
Yeah, just waking the body up. Just waking the body up. Nothing too much crazy. No maniac things.
It was crazy.
The game has changed. The game has changed. I don't know if I could get away with that today. These kids are. It just didn't start when he got to Miami. They've been training. They've been doing 7-on-7. They've been doing stuff. And he went to St. Thomas. I know for a fact St. Thomas had a weightlifting program.
100%. 100%.
So the game has changed, man. I was able to get away with it because, you know what? It was back in the day. And who knows? I probably would have played longer. Who knows? Or I told you the 2 years I lifted weights, the 2 years I got hurt. Who knows how it would have happened? But the game has changed. You have to be physically fit. You have to be able to endure the punishment. And like you said, those bubble screens, they're extended handoffs. So you're basically a running back. So, when they send you in motion on the jet screen, if a defensive lineman reads it, you got to be able to take that hit.
100%.
The game has changed.
And not only that, Lamar, but they're running 80, 90 plays a game now because everything's a hurry up. It's sped up. So they really have to be in shape.
Yes, it has. So, yeah, man, you got to do what you got to do. And you know what? On top of that, there is the next level that I know that you've been working your behind off to get to that next level. Obviously you want to break records, you want to be great in college, but the ultimate goal is to have an opportunity to play on that next level. Am I correct?
100%. Yes, sir. 100%. 110%.
There you go. I mean, that's what it all boils down to. And you want to coach guys. I can tell you this: you want to coach guys that are looking to improve and get better to get to that next level. We've all seen those guys that are imposters. They say, "Yeah, I want to be a pro," but they don't put in the time and effort. From everything I've heard about you and what you've been able to do, you put in the time and effort. You stayed an extra year, and you're on that track. And I just think the sky's the limit for you. You'll be able to go and do some good things because you have that work ethic, and you've gone through the ups and downs, and that's going to help you because the NFL is all about that ups and downs, and it's a long season. And I think that it's going to help you, my brother. And I just wish you nothing but the best, man. I wish you nothing but the best. You got another game to go. Hopefully, I hope it's in Florida so I can drive to see it because I would love to be able to watch you guys. But if not, I'm going to watch it on TV. But I know you'll do well. And, hopefully, maybe I'll see you in the off season. And maybe I'll be able to show you a couple of things because I got a new hip now so I can run a little bit. I can show you a little something, you know what I mean? But hey, these hands still work now. These wheels, they ain't that good, but these hands, boy, they like, ooh.
Ooh. Sir, man, I appreciate
it. And on top of that, I just want you to know this. St. Thomas plays Buchholz this weekend on Friday. I just want you to know that I went to Buchholz.
That's your old school?
I'm just saying.
That's your school? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What? Yeah, that's my school, boy.
Oh, that's they about to get sent home.
Hey, man, they got to drive 319 miles. They driving down here for a reason.
Hey, Mike, way back when Lamar played, they called themselves the Ruthless Posse. And there was a guy that was part of the Ruthless Posse that was just kind of like Mike Harley, right, Lamar? Would you agree? By the name of Kevin Williams. So if this picture comes back, we thought we'd bring Kevin Williams on the show tonight to talk a little bit about it. I don't know what happened to his picture. Hopefully it pops back on there in a minute.
That guy, he was lightning in a bottle, that guy. Have you ever seen him, Mike? Ever see Kevin Williams highlights? Oh, man. Electric.
He was a little thicker than Mike.
Yeah.
He's a little thick bone. He's thick bone.
We can't see him, though.
Yeah, I don't know where he went.
He's not in a dark alley.
Yeah, I'll pull him down until he gets his picture working. But Kevin Williams was just like Mike Harley, maybe a shade faster. What do you think, Lamar? You think K-Dub was like maybe just like just Mike? What do you run? What, about 4.4?
4.3.
You run about 4.4, Mike?
You can't. Well, first of all, let me tell you something, Gary. You can't never say to a receiver,
"What do you run?" All right, I'm sorry.
We all say we run 4.3, dog. That's what we do. I mean, that's when you said 4.4. When you said 4.4, there was a pause, and I almost said it myself, 4.3, because that's what we do. I mean, we all expect to run 4.3. That's what we do. We're not gonna sell ourselves short. We're 4.3. Everybody 4.3.
Good point. I apologize for that.
Yeah, don't sell him short now. He ain't gonna lie.
K-Dub was very similar to Mike, right? Lamar?
He was actually K-Dub was 4.28.
I know. Yeah, he really was.
Yeah,
he was so fast, Mike.
Yeah, he was.
They played him in the slot, very similar to the way you played.
Mm.
And he returned punts, kind of did a little bit of everything.
Yeah. He did a lot of good stuff.
Any one given play could go to the house with him. He just needs one step and he's gone. That's what I remember about him.
Return guy. He was a return guy also. And so with that being said, that was his. You get the ball in his hands. He was dynamic, and Devin Hess is like. Now we got to even say Mike Harley like. You know what I mean? Because you're the guy. So, I mean it unbelievable talent. Went on to play for the Cowboys.
Yeah, how many years did he play in the league, Lamar?
I want to say 10, and he
won
10
years with the Cowboys, Mike.
A couple of Super Bowl championships. So I know that has to be your goal, to play in the league, maybe get to the Super Bowl, but most importantly, get your opportunity to play in the league. That's what it's about.
Do you have a favorite team, Mike? The team that you root for?
All 32.
Not really.
Just say all 32, dog.
All 32.
Yeah.
He wouldn't mind playing with Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, I'll bet.
Yeah, I mean, either guy, shoot. I know they're going to get the ball to me.
Right, those guys will get you the ball. What happened? So where is he, Gary? What happened to
He's not back yet.
Okay.
But Mike, let's talk a little bit about, like, the one thing I noticed about you from the day you walked on campus was you didn't let the whole size thing get to you at all. I mean, it had to be a little bit intimidating coming into college, and not being a big receiver, but it never seemed to really affect you. What was your mindset as it pertains to that?
My mindset, coming in the summer, me and Joe Thomas, just gain the most weight as fast as we can before we go on the field. And coming in, I was like 152. And then by fall camp, I probably reported like 160. And just seeing the guy Mike Jack in front of me and Shaq Quarterman in the middle, Quan Johnson in the back, I'm like, you got big, bro. Talk about them. And I just play with no fear. I just run out there and use my tools, which is my speed and my separation. That separated my. Trust me, I got caught a couple times. This is football, So I wasn't never afraid to stop.
Right, Gary. He went over the middle probably more than any receiver in the last 5 years. Most of his plays were somewhere on slants and whatever. Mm-hmm. You could ask the great Lamar Thomas. He'll tell you he never went. He was between the sidelines and another 10 or 15 yards. That was it. The middle of the field, it was like a big fire pit to him. He was going nowhere near it, right, Lamar?
No, that's not true.
Yeah, you told us that. You said you ain't going over. Oh, that was in practice. That was in practice. You told us that. Yeah, okay.
Game, I'm doing whatever. I got to get that rock, dog. If I got to go run through some alligators with razor blades, I'm in there, dog. Hey, I got to do that, dog, because I know one thing: the women are watching.
Yeah.
Especially when you take your helmet off.
And the pro scouts. Most importantly, the women and pro scouts / pro scouts. They watching. Yeah. So for me, you got to convince yourself in your head, hey, I'm doing the right thing. This is gonna pay off for me to go across that middle and make this catch. Maybe get blown up, but you know what? I'm gonna get respect. And most importantly, respect from my teammates. That's what it was about.
I'm sure he was probably one of the most, if not the most respected on the team. Look at he's been from the day he got there. I mean, Gary noticed it. He told me about it. Here we are 5 years later. We're still talking about what he's done. It's an amazing story,
Hey, Mike, before we let you go, I don't know if K-Dub's going to make it back, but Rhett Lashley is left. He got a head coaching job. Did you always see that in him when you were working with him as a coordinator, that he was going to be a head coach?
Yeah, man. Just the way, he ran the offense and just the type of person he is. Real cool, laid back dude, positive, real well respected, and someone you can trust. And I just felt like, when the offense dominate, and my biggest fear is like towards the end of the season last year, I'm like, man, Coach Lashley about to go somewhere else. And I've been hearing rumors like UCF and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, he's out of there. But next thing you know, he decided to come back with us for one more year. And when he got the SMU job, I was just too happy for him and too proud for him, man. He deserved that.
He did.
Real stand-up guy.
Well, I tell you what, again, Mr. Harley, and I'm going to call you Mr. Harley because you're on the top of the list, man. We appreciate having you on the show, and good luck to you, the last bowl, the game, whatever bowl game you guys play in. And obviously, good luck to you in the offseason, getting yourself prepared for the next level, and good luck to you in the next level, man. It's been a joy watching you at the University of Miami. It ain't over. I know you got a little bit more to give, but you know what, man? You're part of the crew. We appreciate you. And, congratulations again, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Mike. You're playing, right? You're not sitting out, or you're on the fence with that?
Actually, wait a minute, Mike. Don't leave yet. I think he's back. Kevin Williams. How you been, man?
He looks the same. What's up, K-Dub?
So we were just telling Mike Harley, who has erased all you guys from the record books now, that before there was Mike Harley, there was K-Dub, and that you were the prototypical slot receiver for the Miami Hurricanes back in the day.
You break it up pretty bad. I'm not getting it straight.
You got a bad connection?
Yeah, he got a bad connection. we're gonna let Mike go. Mike, again, man, thank you so much, man. We love you. Continued success, man. I can't wait to see you in this bowl game. Go ahead and get 13 catches in the first quarter again.
All right, Mike. Thanks for being part of the show, man.
Yeah. Good luck and stay healthy, buddy. Okay.
Dub, can you hear us, Dub?
Mike Hart. What's up, man?
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, K Dub?
Yeah,
You're looking good. You're looking good, man. You look like a young baby Ja Rule.
Oh man.
Yeah, I see the resemblance. I see that.
What's going on, man?
We just enjoying life, man. How you doing?
Good. Can't complain, man.
Hey, man, let's jump right into it, man. Why did you come to the University of Miami? That's what I want to know. Why?
If you consider yourself a star, you probably want to go and see how bright your star shines amongst the rest of the stars, man. So I wanted to go to the best school that was out there. And Miami was the best.
Yeah, he's coming from Texas, so that's quite a compliment to this program, you guys. Because I mean, he fit right in. He was right there. I mean, a star, a great player. Somebody who could take it to the house on anyone. And look who else is joining us. Wow.
Shay.
Boy, he hasn't aged a bit, Lamar. What's up, Mike?
Mark Copeland. What's up?
What's going on, guys, fellas? How you doing?
Man, I don't know what's going on with me.
It's okay, Doug.
I see coming in.
How you doing, man?
I see.
In the house.
I see.
How y'all doing?
Man, yeah, I have nothing but a big smile when I see you guys, man. It is. We had many great. Think back to those meetings. Hey, man, them meetings were special, dog.
It was very special.
Lamar, who was the wide receivers coach for you guys?
We had Bob. Well, no, we had Bob Burkowski. Then we had Rich Olson.
Okay.
Rich Olson, who I used to hide his cigarettes all the time.
amongst other things.
He would get pissed off. He said, "LT, where are my damn cigarettes?" Man, I'm trying to save your life, dog. Don't smoke, bro. I mean, we had a great time in those meetings, and obviously Darryl Spencer, who was supposed to come on tonight, he said he's sick, so we're gonna roast him a little bit. And,
come on, Spence.
Yeah,
get on, Spence.
He talking about he's sick. Talking about he got a cold or something, but it's all good. We still gonna roast him a little bit. The guy nobody ever missed a tackle against him. You know what I mean? That was Velcro to the defender. Hey, K-Dub, man, can you hear me? K-Dub, can you hear me?
It's real choppy. It's choppy.
Well, I wanted to talk
breaking
about,
up, and then you'll come back real choppy.
Okay. Well,
it's probably his connection, Gary.
It might be your connection. Try to pop in and pop back out and see what happens.
Yeah, he's having internet connection.
Because Jesse was having the same thing.
Want me to leave and come back?
Yeah. Pop in and pop back out. Then I'll get on High C real quick. Like High C, man.
What's up, man?
You and me, we got an opportunity to play at Tampa together. But let's talk about the fact that you came to the University of Miami from Orlando Evans, where Leon Searcy was the player we recruited. Why did you pick the University of Miami?
Well, to make a long story short, I love the receivers, man. They had big receivers and they threw the ball a lot. And I want to be a part of a group I want to catch some balls. I don't want to be catching two passes and block for the rest of the game. And also Leon Searcy had a lot to do with it too, because we all was the same high school. And when I took my trip to the U, I was like, man, I don't want to visit nothing else, but I'm gonna get those free trips. So I had to get them free trips though.
Hey, I can tell you this. I didn't see you play in high school,
Right.
but when you walked on that campus, I said, "Holy shit!"
He's a big dude.
You were what I said. Maybe I need to lift weights. Maybe I need to try. Maybe I need to try. And I watched you during that your prop year lift all them weights. You throwing up weight, and I said I'm not gonna get in there. I ain't no way. I just gotta. And you had muscles you had muscles on top of muscles, and you had speed. I watched you run. I said, shit, I gotta go back to the drawing board. I sure hope he ain't behind me. Shit, I ain't gonna play. Man, you were a physical specimen. You ran track in high school. Am I not? Am I correct?
Absolutely.
You also high jumped.
Yep, absolutely.
And when
Long
you came
jump.
to university, yeah, you did it all.
Yep, just about.
So when you got to University of Miami, I was terrified. I said, shit, man. But that's what we talked about, competition. Okay.
Right.
We didn't get in the transfer portal and say, you know what, that they brought him in here, so I got to leave. I just said, you know what, I just got to get better. I got to get better. I got to figure out how I can get better, because obviously I don't have his skill set. There's some things about him I don't have. I'm gonna get better, and I know you saw those guys, and you said to yourself, what? You saw us, and you said what?
I was pumped. I mean, I love competition because competition makes you better. And there's no better place if you want to be a wide receiver to go to Miami and learn to get better. Because basically, to make a long story short, the problem wasn't seeing the competition of receivers. I mean, that wasn't nothing to be worried about. It's them DBs had to get worried about us, because we're gonna push each other hard, and that Ryan McNeil and all them, hey, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna make them better. So that's what we did, man. We compete against each other, but at the same time, the DBs, hey, I ain't want to be them, but we had to go at it.
Hey, I was messing around on YouTube the other day. Look what I found, guys.
On the football field, Copeland started every game for 2 seasons and was a member of the 1991 National Championship team. The competitive spirit he brought to the football field also carried over to track and field with a fellow Hurricanes teammate.
He also placed second in the high jump, and he only placed second because his teammate Lamar Thomas won the event. We had another high jumper in the event, but when I got the rival's high jump was out of competition. His name was Adam. Horace and Lamar both cleared the bar, but the other high jumper in the event didn't clear it. And Adam said, "Didn't you know, Coach?" I said, "No, what?" He says, "Horace and Lamar intimidated those high jumpers. They told them if they cleared the next bar, that they better not clear the next bar." So I said, "Oh my goodness." So Lamar gets first, Ole Miss and Horace gets second. So they come to the finish. I'm congratulating Lamar and Horace, and I says to him, "You guys know better than that. You can't intimidate people in track and field. That's not considered ethics in track and field to intimidate people like that." And Lamar said, "Coach, we didn't know. We didn't know that's what we do in football."
That's awesome.
Hey, Lamar, I think that was more you, Lamar. You did that?
Yeah, it was me. It was it's not a proud moment, and whoever that guy was, I feel bad because I said some things to him he had probably never heard before. He was the Big East indoor champion, and Horace and I hadn't done it in years, and I think we missed every attempt, dog. We every attempt we went to the third attempt and we made it because we were out there having fun, man. K Dub was there. We had our football jerseys on. Remember K Dub at that track meet? At the Big East track meet, we had our football jerseys on and warm-ups. We were just having fun, man. We just had a lot of fun that day, man. That took me way back because I know that dude was he was terrified. He was scared. He was scared. So,
Well,
so
that was
K-Dub,
all
can you
about
hear
it,
us
man.
now? Can you hear us now, K-Dub? He's frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't,
so we
I
continue
don't know
with
where
High
he
C.
is.
Connection.
So High C, man, you know, I got a
What's up,
couple
man?
things to talk. You know, track, man.
Right.
Again, we go back to that. You were so dominant in the Big East track meet. I think you won Big East performer of the meet. You won the 100. You won the 200. You tied me in the high jump, and you qualified for the Olympic trials in the long jump. I had never
Right.
and you anchored the 4x something. No, that was the most
4x
unbelievable thing I've ever seen in my life, man.
Hey, man, once again, just out there having fun. And for me, track was a way that I can stay in shape. So when I got to Miami and they allowed me to compete in track, like I said, my main goal was to try to stay in shape for football. And like I said, I didn't participate in just a few meets. Because I told Coach, if it's not a big meet, I ain't coming. But he allowed me to come to those few big meets.
Gary, I
Yeah.
love this. He's not going to the meets. He's not going to study hall. This is too much. Who the hell was telling you guys what to do and what not to do? You guys did what you wanted to do.
Another thing, too.
Jeez.
I see would tell me in the huddle, LT, I see go deep, baby. I ain't running that hit shit. I ain't running that. You can have that. Chris T, go on, get in here. I see go deep. And I said, okay, all right. I mean, okay. He was like, nah, I ain't doing that. I mean, how C control his own destiny? He controlled his own destiny.
He's like Julio. He's like our Julio Jones. This guy was a hell of an athlete and a hell of a football player. I mean, and to build on him, jeez. Even those, see that one kid, you did the backflip and he did the backflip. Do you know who that guy was? The D-back?
Nah,
had no
we
idea.
made him famous. We made him famous.
Yeah, you made him famous.
Yeah,
he did it because you did it.
He was a nobody. He was Temple. Temple. We don't. Nobody
Temple?
ever played at Temple. Nobody except Al Golden. He played at Penn State, but he coached at Temple. But you know, I want to get in some old good old throwback questions. Like, okay, we can talk about the days, but we can also talk about the Tampa Bay days, man. It was great.
Oh yeah.
What was that like having? I mean, we were locker mates. We were rookies.
It was.
I mean, that had to be, for me, it was a great experience because I had a guy that I've been with for 4 years, and we weren't alone, man. Tell us what that was like for you.
Man, it made things, more at ease. When we was there, and when you got drafted to the Bucks, I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't go to Green Bay, somewhere cold or something like that. And one of my wishes was, man, I would love to go to Tampa Bay. And before you know it, bam, they called my name at Tampa Bay. I'm saying, oh, LT is there? I'm like, oh man, we're gonna run the show now. We had Lawrence
Who was the quarterback then? Who was your quarterback?
Steve DeBerg,
Craig Harrison.
Craig Harrison?
Steve DeBerg.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Brad Rose, our strength coach.
Wow.
But
yes,
I can tell you this, I see. And Sam Weiss called me and he said, congratulations, you've been drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you excited? And I was kind of pissed off. I thought I should have gone higher. I saw some guys were drafted before me. I was pissed off about it. And he said, are you excited about being a Buccaneer? And I said, hell no, but we can work with it. And so fast forward in that conversation, he says, is there anybody else on the Miami roster that we should be looking at? Without hesitation, I said, Horace Copeland. And he goes, you know he's a receiver, right? I go, yeah, he was my teammate for 4 years. I go, he is the greatest athlete I've ever seen in my life. If you pass on this dude, you're an idiot. And next thing I know, the next day, they drafted you. I was like, oh, my dog, My dog. I was so happy, bro. I was really happy
Yeah.
because I knew I had my dog, my guy. You know, we had spent
Yeah.
a lot of time together, and I knew that
Yeah.
it was gonna be great, man. It was gonna be awesome.
Well, we had each other back, LT. You know, when you get drafted in the NFL, it's kind of good to have somebody that you feel comfortable with to help you through the storm because
Yeah.
we had each other back, man. Remember, we had to have breakfast and lunch for the whole team. We had to pay for all that by ourselves, and we had to do it right. You remember that, LT?
Them
If you
donuts,
mess it
man.
up,
We had them donuts.
then you had to
Oh,
do it
man.
all over again. You got to get everything they wanted and all that stuff. And we had each other back. I said, LT, you better be sure you have enough fried chicken. You better be sure.
So here's another story, a High C story. High C. So because we were Miami guys, they wanted to make sure as a rookie orientation, they wanted to make sure they embarrassed us. They didn't embarrass
Nah, they
us.
embarrassed us.
What we
was
did,
used to
we
that.
embraced it. We embraced it. High C, I think you sang some Prince. And you got up there and you were gyrating on the ground and stuff. And they said, get him out, get him out. I got up there and saying something. I was gyrating on the ground. I think they asked me to sing the fight song in the cafeteria. And I sang a Luke song. And they said, what in the world? What y'all Miami boys? Y'all. But the other rookies, every week they had them up front. They never called us back up again because you know what? We embraced it. We wanted. You want to call us up there? We got something for you. And Hasi told me, dog, we gonna do it. We gonna do it. We gonna do it more than they want us to do it. I said, all right, let's go. And sure enough, they stopped messing with us. They never called us up there again.
They have. I remember that. As a matter of fact, I think we volunteered to do some stuff to try to help the other rookies out, but they wouldn't allow us to.
They would not allow us. That's how crazy it was. They wanted to make sure they embarrassed us, but we wasn't embarrassing us, man. We're from Miami, bro. We actually gonna get up there before that.
Hi, C. What are some of your greatest memories of being down in Miami playing for the Canes? Give us your top 2 or 3. I'm sure you've got more than that, but.
Oh my goodness, it's God. You know, that's one of the toughest questions because there's so many things I can recall. I mean, I can remember just being in the dorms. I mean, we had y'all don't understand that the dorms, you know, the Miami, when I was there and LT was there, that football dorm, that was something else, man. That's when we had that late night talk outside and, you know, the fellas get together and we reminisce a little bit. And that's one of the most probably awesome times that we ever had because we had to get an opportunity to get to know each and every one of together. And that's how I get to know the other teammates. I mean, we talk about some serious stuff. I mean, not about just football, but we talk about a lot of stuff about life. And I didn't know some of the teammates I had was going through some stuff, man. It was some of that stuff was scary. You know, when I was here, what some of the players was going through. But I tell you what, it bonded us together. And then when we got on that football field, man, it was like family. We was out there playing ball like family. And we got to know each other every day. I mean, it was probably one of the most special things that I can remember getting to know your teammates. So, you know, that's one of the things that was amazing to me. Another thing that's, you know, it was awesome is how much, you know, when we practiced, we went at it. I mean, it wasn't like no normal
Here we go again, Gary.
Oh.
You know, Gary and I are old enough. We were down there for those practices. We saw how you guys beat the shit out of each other. I don't know how you guys survived. I remember the offense could hardly even move the ball in the 89, 90, 91, in spring practice and in fall. You guys barely moved the ball. But when you got off for playing against our defense and you played against somebody else's, it was a whole new world.
The K-Dub's back, guys.
Right.
I see him moving now.
Oh, yeah.
Dub, you back, bro?
Hey, Dub.
All right.
I'm back. We back, man. Had to switch it up.
Hey, Dub, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
The Ruthless Posse. When you think of the Ruthless Posse, tell me what you think.
savage. I was even scared of the Ruthless. I was scared to play us.
Hey man, one of the greatest stories.
Man.
You had me pumped up to play Houston.
Go ahead.
You had me wanting to hurt one of them dudes, man. And it was your homeboy. I mean, no, it was hot. No, it was Charles' homeboy, but you knew all them cats. You had me pumped up, bro.
But that was the game. That was the game against Klingler. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a close game.
All right.
Hey man, listen, Dub. The Cotton Bowl in Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah.
The night before the game, I was your roommate.
Right.
And you and Jesse got pissed off about them cats talking about your hometown. And you brought some of the boys over there. I said, hey Doug, remember I'm your roommate now. I'm down with you, bro.
And the instigator was you know who, right, Lamar? Without saying any names.
Caesar, of course. Mark Caesar was the instigator.
Yeah.
Doug say, hey, say. You ain't gonna talk about my hometown like that. I'm about to call some of my boys over here.
Enough is enough, man.
I heard there were chairs flying.
I had to make sure K-Dub realized I was his roommate. Hey, dog, I'm your roommate, bro. I'm down with you.
Bro. We good, man. You know we good.
Good. Well, whatever happened that night, the next day, Texas felt it. Because to this day, that's the greatest game I've ever. I mean, forget the first national title and all the other national titles. You guys beat the living crap out of those guys. And I had a satellite dish. I was able to see in the locker room the games. You guys were like ready to go, and they were like this in the locker room. It was bad.
Yeah, it was a lot said. Even at the joint team party, they was talking a lot of trash about us.
Yeah, about Russell. I heard about that.
No, they was talking about we was gangsters. We had beepers on the floor, and it was had a whole bunch of mess going on.
Wow, I didn't hear that. I knew about the cotton in the bag when you got off the plane. I mean, Mark had told me that you guys couldn't do anything. They wouldn't let you go to clubs. This was closed. That was closed. It was bad. It was bad. But you know what? Watching that game, as bad as it was with the penalties, it was the most fun game I think I've ever seen. 200 and something yards in penalty, and you beat them by 43 points. Oh my God! What's the score? 46-3. Please.
It was up there.
It was bad.
K-Dub, I got a question for you. Tell me what it was like to be drafted by the Cowboys. What was that like?
Man, it was a good feeling, man. It was kind of like it was like University of Miami all over again. But now you're playing with the, Mike and the big dogs that paved the way for us.
Yeah, who else was on that team? Darren Smith, Russell, you. Who else? Didn't Shannon get there somewhere along the line?
No, Shannon was before me.
Oh, before you. Okay.
Jimmy Jones.
Jimmy Jones, right?
Yeah, man, Kozar passed through there.
Right, Kozar, right.
Just very passed through there.
And Jimmy was there, and Butch was there, so it was like being back home.
Coach Johnson, the whole coaching staff, Brokowski,
right?
X.
Hey, K-Dub, I got a story for you. You remember I came out there to visit you. And I was amazed at how they just let y'all in the club, and you had the star necklace in your convertible 500, and you just walked in the club, and they stopped me and they said, "Who you play for?" And they said, I said, Tampa Bay. They said, "Dog, we don't even watch y'all on TV. We don't even get y'all on TV." He said, he with me. I said,
Hey, I'm gonna tell Kenny about that. I gotta do a show with Kenny again tomorrow.
Okay. The shark. Duh, man. So your return, I
Yeah.
mean, you found a niche with returns at the
Mhm.
University of Miami. You're All-American return man, and how did you know that was gonna be your deal? How'd you know that was gonna be what made you stand out? That return game.
Man, nobody wanted to do it.
Well, we know somebody
So it
that
happened
didn't
by
lift weights
accident.
didn't want to do it.
I just wanted to touch the ball.
Yeah.
So it happened by accident.
Yeah.
You volunteered
I
for it,
just
or they
wanted to get
said
on the
who
field and touch
wants
the
to be a
ball.
returner? Did you volunteer, or they said who's going to be a
Yeah,
returner?
I did it in high school, but nobody ever taught me how to catch them. So I had to teach myself how to catch punts and
Wow.
kicks, you know.
No, and
And
then
But I think if I got the ball in my hand, then I could do. Huh?
And Spence did it the year before. He got hurt against Michigan. Remember, he got hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
Yeah.
came in. You came in, and we saw you back there. We said, "Shit, this dude here, nice."
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
how many punt
I used to
returns for
love
touchdowns?
it, man.
How many returns
Huh?
for touchdowns? How many returns for a touchdown, K-Dub?
I don't know. I don't know.
He can't remember. We
Can't
can't remember
remember.
that. We can't remember all that. I mean, there was enough
My son
that he was
showed me some
All-American at the end of the
film.
year.
No, he was great. He was great. He was
see here.
dangerous. He was electric.
So you went to Roosevelt? Is that your high
Yeah.
school?
Yeah.
And did you guys get to play against Jesse and that power team, or
Yeah.
did you guys
Yeah.
play against them that year?
Not our senior year, but the junior year.
That was what, Dallas Carter?
Yeah.
They were good. Did you guys beat them?
No, tie game. 17-17.
Oh,
Wow.
that's good.
Wow. Okay. I did not know that. Okay. That's okay. So you and Jesse, so when you came to the University of Miami, you guys already knew each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
y'all both came there with you had the white and he had the black with the
Yeah. The
Dayton's on it.
Mustang. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all both came and brought a flair, a style to the University of Miami that, we hadn't seen in a long time. Them boys showed up with a white Mustang, K-Dub did, with gold Dayton's on it, and Jesse showed up with a black Mustang with chrome Dayton's. So you don't think I remember that?
I had a slightest idea what you're talking about, Lamar.
Yeah, because he had a green Pinto.
I see.
White
You
Mustang.
back, baby?
Yeah, man, I'm back, man.
Hey, Doug, let me tell you one of the
What's up, man?
let me tell you one of the biggest regrets of my college career. Besides the strip. You scored on a play that was the greatest play I've ever seen in my life. You scored on you caught a quick out against Virginia Tech and cut all the way back across the field. It was one of the greatest plays I had ever seen, and they called me for fucking clipping. Dog, that was one of the greatest
I remember
touchdowns
that.
I've ever seen in my life. That you caught it out on one side, you faked out the whole team, and they called me for clipping.
I remember that.
Oh man, I was so sick, dog. I
wonder-
said, dog, he might not want to be my roommate no more. Dog, that was one of the greatest plays. But you know
I
what?
think you end up getting the touchdown. I think you end up getting the touchdown on that.
Yeah. The next play.
Yeah.
I did. But I tell you, man, I felt so bad because that play was a highlight real play because again, you faked out the whole team, dog. Thought that was an awesome play, man. I look back on it, I
Hey,
go, man.
dog.
I said,
When you
man,
grow when you have grown up in the inner city and you get chased by the police all the time, you learn moves like that. So it was
hey
in
man,
me.
Dog.
So
hey man, listen. Okay, so let's jump into some of what we think of certain people. Okay, when y'all
okay,
hear the name Coach Brant, what do you think of?
big head.
That's I'm right along with you, dog. Gazoo. I think of Gazoo. That was our receiver
Hey,
coach.
I got I got one for you. Memory loss.
Go ahead. Who?
Memory loss.
Memory loss.
All right. Here go one for you. Coach Harrison.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
didn't he
everybody
throw up
is so quiet.
before every? Didn't he throw up before every game?
Well,
I don't know. I wasn't in that locker room at that time.
No,
well,
he was at
I
Miami
know
Lakes, man.
he
Oh, at
always
Miami Lake?
for pregame, he always
Yeah,
crossed his legs. He always crossed his legs
yeah.
over during pregame.
So
Crossed it
I
over.
ain't know that, man. Y'all just gave me something new. I didn't know that. Where was I?
Yeah,
Yep.
you was there.
All right, here go one
Definitely was
for you.
there.
Track. When we was all on the 4x1. Who was our anchor leg? Who else was on the 4x1 with us? Was it Ryan?
I see.
I was
What,
I
was
was
it
I was
John
the
John?
anchor. K Dub was third leg.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Was it John John? I think you ran first leg, right?
yeah.
And I think I
No,
ran
not
second.
John John.
You sure? I don't know. I gotta think about that one. That was tough.
Yeah, you got me on that one.
Yeah, that was tough. I just maybe I wasn't even on it. Maybe y'all got somebody fast on. Maybe Ryan was on it. I don't know. I think I was on it one time, maybe twice.
You know what?
Maybe
I
twice.
ran on. I only ran indoor.
Oh, okay. No, you ran outdoor one time at the Big East.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
okay, yeah,
Darryl
yeah,
Williams. It was Darryl Williams.
yeah. Uh huh.
That's who it was. It was Darryl Williams. All right. Hasi went off. Let's see. What else could I wanted to bring up the backflip thing with Hasi, but K-Dub, you had the returns against Arizona. You had a return against Penn State. You had a return against Houston. You had so many returns like your junior year. It was ridiculous. It was, and you had the big hit on special teams against Houston. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Where the guy thought he was in the clear and you came through and cleaned his clock.
yep.
I see back now. I see you back.
He's back.
Yep. What's up, man?
I see. Let's see.
I'm
How
back.
was?
The
Let's talk about
backflip.
how hard it was that Prop 48 year for you to train and just to get ready, knowing that you know what, I'm gonna be able to compete with these guys, but I got to take 1 year off.
Did he freeze up again?
I think he did.
Yeah. I think that
was,
turnover chain is causing problems.
Yeah, look at
we got K-Dub straight.
we got K-Dub's internet working.
Yeah, K-Dub got his internet working, and now we can't get High C working. Man, what the hell? Dub, again, I know what it was like playing at Miami, but and you kind of explained it a little bit, but to play with uh, the Dallas Cowboys and what they were going through at the time, all those great players. I mean, a couple guys in the Hall of Fame. What was that like, man?
Uh, I felt kind of adapted to it already because they had the same attitude we had down in Miami, you know. So it was like everybody expected to win, and you got the same kind of personality that we had in school.
And I mean, we basically had the same type of Hall of Famers playing with us alongside of us, and you went on
Right.
to Dallas, and I mean, and Jimmy just carried it over. I mean, Jimmy recruited you. Am I not mistaken? Who recruited you? Jimmy?
Uh, yeah, Jimmy, Coach Davis,
And
Coach Davis was
Yep, Jimmy.
and I see who recruited you.
Yep, Jimmy.
Yeah, we all
Jimmy.
were recruited by Jimmy. We all
Yeah.
were recruited by Jimmy.
Gee, what a surprise! This guy knows talent.
Man, that was outstanding coach there, man.
Yeah,
Outstanding.
coach. Yep. No, you guys were together and still are. That's the beauty of being a Hurricane. Here we are, these years later, and we're doing this show, and you guys are just tight, and it's all the memories are just great memories. Unfortunately, you guys aren't doing this show every week like the other two guys and me. It's been brutal. I mean, you guys are watching it from the outside. It hasn't been fun. You know, I know there's people expecting change and hoping for change and praying for change, and all I know is that this has to stop. I know we've had so many of you guys on, and we're thrilled to have you. But to a man, everybody says the same thing. This has to stop. This is ruining everything that we worked so damn hard for. Why is it happening? You guys want to pitch in on thoughts like that? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it started with tearing down the OB. To the Orange Bowl back.
Oh, yeah, that was a difference maker for you guys. Although you didn't need that much luck to win 58 straight games. I mean, it's great. That's all. It was just every week. It was determination. And you know, back in those days when you guys had a tough game, we all knew. All of us knew that the next week someone was going to get their ass kicked because you didn't play like that 2 weeks in a row. Now it's like 3 seasons in a row of the same kind of crap. It's hard to watch. It's not fun anymore. I'm like the voice of the fan on the show, but I got to tell you something. There's a lot of people who are saying, I've had enough of this already and don't want to go through it anymore. But, you know, we'll see in the next couple of days what happens. But, you know, we feel bad because you guys have laid it out there. We watched you play. Gary, you know, was doing his shows and doing everything for years and years about Miami. And now sometimes it's an embarrassment. We're all ESPN's embarrassing us. This one's embarrassing us. It has to stop. Otherwise, all it's going to be is a faded memory. Well, you know, fortunately, we get to see you guys and we talk and we text and we email, whatever. But it's just the pride. It's just not there anymore. It's got to come back. You know.
Hey,
you guys
Kevin.
come back and be on the sidelines.
I agree.
Hey, K-Dub, one of our watchers, viewers, he made a comment. The Dallas game against the Dolphins, K-Dub had the sliding touchdown in the snow.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
Rookie year. That was my rookie year.
Yeah,
was that the Leon Lett game?
Leon Lett, yeah.
What did y'all say to him in the locker room, bro? Tell the truth.
What locker room? He was out in the street waiting for a taxi. He was out of there.
I was so mad at him. I was supposed to get the turkey leg that year. I told him.
Oh man. That play. Go ahead, Doug.
No, I said I was mad at him. I talked to him, laughed about it. You know, Leon's a pretty good dude.
Yeah. You actually introduced him to me when I came out there, and I mean, all you guys were just super, super nice, except for one guy that was the defensive end.
Charles Haley.
Oh my God, yeah, he was not nice. He was not a nice guy. You said, "Hey, this is my teammate Lamar Thomas. He said, I don't give a fuck who he is. Get that motherfucker away from me. God damn, bro. All right. And he slapped the dominoes down on the table. He was playing dominoes at the Cowboy Cafe. I said, okay. All right, my bad. Hey, Dub, man. Listen to this. So, okay, so you played at Dallas. You had a great career at Dallas, and you see all these guys going to the Hall of Fame, and now you're getting an opportunity to go into the University of Miami Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you, man?
Man, it's great. I mean, if you look at all the high-powered athletes that we produce out of Miami, and for them to consider you one of those guys, yeah, you can't beat that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you played with two of the greatest football teams, college and then pro, in that era.
Yeah,
and you were right, and with the same coach and the same staff and some of the same players. So for you, your college and pro careers, holy smokes, what a lucky SOB, whatever I want to call you, man. You're lucky, buddy.
2 national championships and 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, and Darren Smith has 2 nationals, and I think he's got 3 Super Bowls. He was there for Switzer, I think. So that's incredible for you guys.
Yeah.
And
Y'all hear me now?
I see his back. Take that screen off, man. Maybe the chain is interfering with what's going on.
He did something, man. Now you're rocking.
Hey, I'm rocking now. I had to go ahead. I had to find them, but I had to find them. I had to put them on, LT. I had to put them on.
Man, don't let Doug pull out them real things.
No, Doug got the real ones.
Got the real
Don't do it, Doug. Don't do it. Don't do it, dog.
They're in Miami.
Don't do it. Hey, Doug, do you remember we used to play flag football or touch football against the Afros before the game?
No.
You don't remember we played against John, we played against Chris T, AC, we played them in touch football.
Oh yeah,
it was serious, dog. It was serious.
The Afro, boy.
I almost fought out there a couple times, bro. It was the day before the game, and so for you listeners, we would play touch football with the younger receivers, and it was serious, dog. We had to win. It was very serious. It's to the point we all came to blows a couple times. I'm talking about the day before the game. That's how serious it was. I see.
What's up, man?
All right. So since you back, man, tell us a little bit about, what your experience at the University of Miami was like. I mean, you talked about the competition. You talked about prop, but the whole thing of being with the Ruthless Posse. Being one of the guys, scoring a 99-yard touchdown against Arkansas.
Hey, first of all, LT, K-Dub, you know who came up with the group name, the Ruthless Posse, right? Y'all remember that? It was me.
Come on, Lamar. What did you think he was going to say when he asked you that question? What other answer could there possibly be?
Hell, I thought he was going to say me. Yeah, I didn't know.
Nah, she came up with it.
Hey, because it was ruthless. Hey, each one of us was ruthless in their own special way. And that's what we came up with. Hey, the Ruthless Posse. And we wanted to create our own dynasty. Yeah. I mean, we had a lot of great receivers that played before us, but I tell you what, we created our own thing. And we were so, we wanted to be the best group of receivers Miami ever had, and we pushed each other to death very hard in practice. I remember. And I remember K-Dub, man.
Yeah.
K-Dub so fast and quick, but K-Dub made me better, And it just that talent we put together, man, it brings out the best of us. And if we don't do well, we'll come back and watch that film. We was much harder on each other than anybody else.
Did 3 different skill sets.
Sorry, go ahead.
What'd you say, Dub?
Go ahead, Dub.
There was 3 different skill sets.
Yeah.
We all had different skill sets.
Yeah.
Right.
Lamar's was taking off the helmet.
I was the intermediate guy. That's what I was. I was an intermediate guy.
He was the leaper and the helmet taker off. Did any of you guys ever take your helmet off in the end zone like him?
No, that wasn't their deal.
Nah, that was LT deal.
But what they did was K-Dub put so much pressure on that inside slot that you got to respect that. Okay, he's gonna blow the top off in the middle. You can't go cover 2 because he's gonna run through the middle faster than anybody you ever seen. Okay, I see on the outside, he's gonna take that corner and that safety. He's gonna make them have to make a decision. The slowest guy was in the middle, working the inside zone. And if you decided that you were gonna try to double me, they wide open. They wide open, and it was vice versa. So we had a great tandem, including Spence, and we knew exactly how and who was gonna get the ball based on the defense. If you want to double K-Dub, then you're taking a chance on myself and Hassi getting the ball. If you want to double me, like Florida State tried to do, Hassi and K-Dub gonna get the ball. If you want to double Hassi, now you got a real problem because let me tell you something, K-Dub is gonna kill you in the middle. So it was and Spence, they're gonna kill you in the middle. It was a great dynamic of what we had as far as you can't double. And when we're not on the same side, you're in trouble. And sometimes we had all 4 of us in the game. Right. And it really put a lot of pressure on you. So we're going to find that one DB that shouldn't be out there. The Chad Wilson that shouldn't be out there. We're going to find his ass. And we're going to exploit it. You know what I mean? We're going to find the John Stavern that shouldn't be out there. You know what I mean? We're going to find that one dude, and we're going to tear his ass up. You know what I mean? That was Coach Harris's offense. Am I right?
John Stavern.
Right.
Hey, so were you guys watching this past weekend when Mike Harley and Charleston Rambo rewrote the receiver record book?
No, I didn't see it.
They rewrote the record book. Mike Harley now has the career reception record. He passed Reggie. And Rambo became the single season record holder for both receptions and yards.
Okay.
It's a hell of an accomplishment with all those prior names.
Good for him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big accomplishment.
And Lamar says that, it's not fair because he didn't get to play 6 years and there weren't up-tempo offenses back then.
Hey, man, you wasn't supposed to tell that, dog. That was conversation off the air, bro. You can't be telling off the air stuff, dog. I just told the man how proud I was that he broke the record. You can't say that, dog. Hey, listen. And he has not beat Deion Sanders yet, like Hassi. And he has not scored in the Turkey Bowl on Thanksgiving Day like my dog K-Dub. You know what I mean? So, and, he ain't scored 3 touchdowns on Monday night yet. You know what I mean? We all did something that he still got to catch up to. So you can break all them the records. I don't want to say little records, but y'all can break all the records, but we also know you got to be able to do it on the next level too.
Oh, okay.
And that's what
now he's got a challenge on him because he's not doing it at the next level, so he diminishes what he's accomplished.
No, you got to move it up, dog. That's what Mike Irvin told me. He said,
he didn't get there yet. He didn't get there yet.
Mike Irvin, listen, Mike Irvin told me, hey man, I ain't tell the rest of the story. He said, that's all good, but shit, what you gonna do next? I was like, dang. And he had a point. I mean, that's what it's all about. You got to continue to get better. You can't rest on your laurels because every level you move up, those records, everything you did in high school, somebody else coming behind you. Everything you did in college, somebody else coming behind you. It's about that next level, the pro level. And that's what hopefully, I hope the guy is able to get in there and do some good things. But we all were able to do some great things on that next level, which can never be taken away from us. I mean, to see Hassi score against Deion Sanders, that was sweet, dog. That was so sweet. And to see K-Dub slide in that end zone, Thanksgiving Day, that was awesome, man. Because those are my brothers, man. That was it was a combination of all the hard work, and we had many days where we talked about the next level. We
Yep.
all wanted to get to the next level. That's
Yep.
why we were playing the game. There's no doubt about it. And it didn't matter who was coaching us, because we had each other and we helped
Yep.
each other. And we said, if one was feeling down that day, hey dog, we got you. Let's go catch some extra balls, man. Let's stay on the judge. Let's have a conversation. That's what we did. It didn't matter who was coaching. It could have been Coach Brad. It could have been Coach Olsen. It could have been anybody. It didn't matter. We
Yep.
had each other.
We had fun,
We
though.
had a group.
We had fun, man. We had fun.
Yeah.
We did.
A lot
We
of
did.
fun.
But you know what? We had more fun after the game because it was business. It was business during the game. When we take care of business during the game, that what makes it so much funner after the game. So everybody came to work. I mean, we came to get the job done, and we weren't going to be satisfied until we go out there and dominate. And that's what we did. We dominated, and then it felt good. I mean, practice and all that stuff, that's the hardest part of everything else. The game was the easy part.
Yeah.
So let's go back to a current topic. What do you guys think about what's going on now? I haven't asked you. I mentioned it, but what do you think about this? How does it make you guys feel? Or you just don't care anymore? I mean, I'm curious.
Well, they just got to put it.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, they got to put it together. I mean, when you say team, that word team means a lot. That means from the top to the bottom. I mean, everybody got to put the ingredients together. You can't make a good gumbo if you have an ingredient missing. So they got to put all those ingredients into this gumbo, and they got to make it right as a team. And changes got to be made. I mean, if you want to see something different, you got to need change. But change is good. Change is good, and that's
if it's the right change. See, and I've been saying it on this show all season. You guys were self-motivated. It seemed like you guys, when you went to practice, you knew that there was someone behind you that could take your job. I'll be damned if that's going to happen. You guys busted your asses in practice and on the football field during the games. And if every once in a while, whether it was Jerome or somebody that got in your face because you knew, you can't screw up. I don't know if that's happening anymore. I don't know if it's coming from within here. It's like whatever the coaches say, and they're not. Doesn't seem like they're self-motivated. Almost you see the turnover chain, taking selfies on the sidelines when you're down 27-6 or something like that. How do you guys justify what you're seeing, and can you justify it? J-Dub, do you like that? Taking pictures while the game is on the sidelines?
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
No.
But they're doing it. So to me, that's a lack of leadership from the coaching staff to let this crap happen on the sidelines.
Hey, one of the things I want to talk about with these guys.
Well, Lamar got out of that subject fast.
Is that transfer portal thing? Okay, let me explain something to you. K-Dub and High C, when they were at a point where they were behind me in a sense. Okay, your guys' freshman year. Okay, and I was starting. I said to myself, man, I got to tighten up. Them dudes, they're unbelievable athletes. They got speed. I remember K-Dub, we ran a middle screen to you, and he threw it too high, just over your head. And the next play, they threw it high again. I jumped up. I jumped up and caught that bitch. I jumped so high to catch it and took it to the house. I said, shit, I can't miss practice because I see and K-Dub are behind me. I cannot miss practice. I can't, because we competed. We were friends, but we competed, bro. Y'all were coming to get my jump. Y'all was coming. And today's kids, they don't look at it like that. They're afraid of competition. We embraced it. We embraced it. K-Dub, I was like, man, that Z position, shit, I got to tighten up. He coming. It wasn't no ill feelings. But the thing is, I helped you compete. We helped each other. I
Right.
know I switch out to X. I got to compete against you. I got to figure out how can I compete. And that's the difference of today's kids and what you guys, we competed. It wasn't like we were going anywhere else. We were
Right.
stuck where we were, and we had to make it the best of it.
But
Am I
the
right?
common denominator for all you guys and the prior guys and the subsequent guys until after Butch was gone was coaching. Your coaching staff was incredible, not just here but in Dallas. But the coaches, when you had Howard, you had Jimmy, you had Dennis, and then Butch, because Butch came from Jimmy. So the coaching staff, the leadership, the players looking up to the coaches for leadership and guidance and confidence. But nobody on this current staff has won anything anywhere. Nobody.
Right.
How do you gain confidence from a coaching staff? Now, look at Lamar's going to cringe because he knows I'm asking this, but how do you gain confidence from a staff hasn't really been there? Well, I'm not trying to be nasty about it. I'm not, diminishing anybody, but seriously, you're the players. You have a staff of guys that haven't won anything. Look at the difference between that and what you guys have played for.
It really didn't matter who was coaching us, to be honest with you.
You were self-motivated.
We had a built-in. It had been passed down, and obviously, these guys need to get back and find what we had, if that's where they want to be, because it didn't matter who was coaching us.
Right.
It didn't matter. It could have been anybody in that room coaching the wide receivers, but we coached ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We made sure that we all knew what the hell we was doing. Remember those tests we had to do? Remember those tests we had to do before the game?
Yeah, but Lamar, you know what I think? You know what I think? What I think, bro? I think it was the culture that was built, and it was already there before we even got there. So the expectations was high.
Yeah.
The expectations was very high. So
and
we
these
came
coaching
in like
staff
that.
keeps turning around and turning around and turning. There's no consistency.
Right.
I mean, Mike Harley said it before. He had 3 wide receiver coaches in the first 4 years he was there. What do you expect from the kid? But he's a self-motivated kid, and he made himself better.
He rose above it.
But not everybody could do it, but he did it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need. You need 75 or 80 Mike Harleys. You'll be okay. Unfortunately, those days may be over. All these kids coming out, you guys see when they announce they're going to college, I'll take my talents to Miami for 3 or 4 years. Who are they? LeBron James? I mean, these comments it's just silly. They're halfway out the door before they get to the school. It's all about me. I got to give this Jake Garcia kid some credit. TVD is obviously the quarterback, and he said, I'm staying. So I hope he stays because he's not afraid of competition. But there's a bunch of other guys that are just jumping into the portal. So, hey, let them go. They don't want to be here. Let them go. They're not Hurricanes.
Yeah.
All right. Spoken by Bruce Warner.
Yeah, you got it.
Guys, I just want you guys to know, man, it's been great to have you guys on the show. The fact that you guys came on here, obviously we thought Spence was going to sneak up on here. He said he has a cold. You know how Spence was, man. We let Spence do his thing, dog. Him and Ryan and Coleman, they got to go study. We did our thing, but I just want you guys to know, man, I love you guys. You like my brothers, man.
Appreciate you.
Glad I got an opportunity
to
play alongside of you guys, and glad I got a chance to obviously with High C and the pros and K-Dub. We had some great battles when you was with the Cowboys and Buffalo. It was fun, man. I love you guys, man. Thank you for doing this tonight, man. And,
anytime, man.
Love you back, bro.
Great seeing you guys again.
Great seeing you guys. Take care, buddy.
All right, guys.
So, we had the posse. We had the Bermuda Triangle, or 2 out of the 3. And then, of course, we brought Jesse. And so, everybody on your team had nicknames, it seems like.
Well, that's the thing.
What was the D-line?
Dipshits. I don't know what the fuck they were, but the thing is, man, you what you try to do as a group. Before I got there, the receivers were the bomb squad, and so what you try to do as a group, you give yourself some pride in that group, because when you break it down every day after practice, you say the group's name, playmakers, bomb squad, or Ruthless Posse. triangle. You know, you try to. Every group has to have that type of pride, and it gives you, again, it gives you that type of cohesiveness as a group. And you know, even when I went to coach with Coach Petrino, I remember him saying, "Hey, your group has to have a name." And I'm like, "Wow, we did that at Miami." And I go to those guys and say, "Hey, with Devontae Parker, Eli, that was from down here, Michael Lee, that was from down here, James Quick, those kids, Kai De La Cruz. What do you guys want to be named?" They said the Afros, and I said, "Oh, that's funny. My younger group was named the Afros, America's Finest Receivers on Saturday." I said, "You didn't just make that shit up, okay?" But it was just it was a sense of pride, you know, and that's what it's about. You have to find a way to every day make it happen. Again, we're back to the AD news.
They want the AD news, Lamar.
AD plays for the Lakers.
Well, let me update everybody on what's happened tonight while we were talking.
All right. Here we go.
We talked at the beginning of the show about Eddie Nunez, and the word that I know I was hearing all day was that he was going to be offered the job, and it never even occurred to me that he might turn down the job. But the scuttlebutt tonight is that he did in fact turn down the job. May not have felt comfortable with everything, and has decided not to become the AD at Miami. Some other people are speculating that that's a bunch of nonsense, that if he's saying he turned it down, it means that they turned him down. And that's a typical thing that can happen in these search processes too. So the bottom line is, it doesn't really matter. Eddie Nunez clearly is probably not candidate one.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Yeah, but we don't know that. And you know what? Maybe he did turn it down. Maybe they told him, you know what, you're going to be the AD, but you're bringing Manny back and bullshit. I'm not doing that. If I can't do what I want to do, I'm not taking a job. Could be the other way.
I'm saying as of 10-18 tonight, it doesn't seem like he is any longer number one in the clubhouse. Let's put it that way.
Not that many people wanted him anyhow.
That's very true. I don't know any fans that wanted him. Right. So
that's why I asked you, were there any other names other than Radakovich and Jurek, whatever, and this guy? We've heard Alonzo and Gino, which I don't think Gino's getting it, but I think Alonzo may be involved. So who else, Gary? Do you know have you heard any other names?
We'll see. Yeah, there's other names that interviewed. I know the AD at Arizona State interviewed. I know other people have expressed interest in the job. A guy by the name of Jim Frivola, who's the associate AD here under two athletic directors, and has gone on and worked for several pro franchises. He worked for USC, has a great sports business background. I know he's expressed interest. So there's other people out there that are interested in the job, and I'm sure that have interviewed. And we'll see where this goes in the next few days.
If it goes at all, if they don't find somebody they like, they just can't pick somebody out of a hat. It's not like you're going to pick a name.
No, and I just wonder what happens in that case if it does go another couple days and they don't have their guy.
Yeah.
Do they reverse course on their stance that they want the AD to make the football decisions? Maybe now the president's office has to make the football decision and then continue the AD search. We'll see. It's all speculation, right?
I know. I think, to me, if Mario wants the job, he may have some say in who the AD is.
Now you're talking about football. They got to decide.
I understand. Yeah. But if he's coming here, it might not make much of a difference.
Yeah, I don't tell him
whether they name the guy or not. Listen, if Mario wants the job and the AD says, I'm going to ask somebody else to be the head coach, that's not going to happen. If Mario wants in, he's in. No matter who the AD is.
I agree, but they may have to decide to reverse the whole process. They may have to do the football thing before they do the AD thing. We'll see.
As long as they know from back channels that MC wants to be here, it'll be fine.
Manny's still the coach, guys.
Who?
Lamar's correct.
We still have one more game left.
They have not fired him, and they're not going to fire him unless they have everything else straightened out first.
Manny is still the coach. He still has a bowl game to coach. So that's the way I see it. AD search. Hey, man, we're not in the board of trustees meeting. We have no clue. It's all speculation. Just like we threw out Nunez earlier. Nunez threw it back at us, and we're not in that board meeting. This is way above our pay grade. We don't have the green nachos to be talking about this. Let it play itself out, and whoever we decide on, then we can all bitch and moan and be excited or whatever the hell
Throw
we
the
do.
place down.
So
Nah,
I
we're
mean,
not
it
waiting
is
to
what
bitch
it
and
is. We
Bruce
don't have
isn't waiting to bitch and moan about anything. He's the voice of the fan.
Whoever elbowed you in the mouth, that's who you need to bitch and moan to. Whoever elbowed you in the chin.
Bruce is angry. He's
Yeah,
angry.
No, I'm fine. But the next time I play next week or the week after, I'm bringing Mark with me because he's coming over. So
yeah, see,
let him throw an elbow with him over there.
You like that dude LeBron elbow? You running after everybody and trying to break tackles and shit. You know? That's who you need to be mad at, man.
I'm still at my age. I'm still rebounding. I'm still playing good. But anyway, let's get back to this. So all right, so we don't know the bowl game either, but there's a few choices, right, Gary?
Yes.
I want Florida. Sun Bowl, Pinstripe Bowl, Holiday Bowl.
Pinstripe Bowl. Who wants to play in that weather?
The Gasparilla Bowl against Florida. Yeah.
I want Florida. Let's get some of them Gators.
Is Florida State absolutely out, or could they get in there with a 5-7? Because I saw some projections with 5-7.
I think they're out. I think there's enough 6-win teams to fill the bowl slots this year.
Sorry, Florida State.
Hey, LT, I still have a lot of stuff I want to talk to you about here before we go. But
you can take me off. It's okay.
We got to take care of some business first.
Listen, I'll run. You guys do your commercials, and I'll just run.
Well, okay, Bruce.
Wait, you got to go run around the block?
I'm going to go in my backyard.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you want out? You're gone.
Take the dogs out.
All right.
And no, it's okay.
Well, then we'll see you next time.
Well, we love you, man.
We'll talk before then.
We love you, man.
LT, all right. Hey, you know what? It's Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah.
Okay.
Lamar.
All right.
I'm gonna eat a baby.
Make sure you pet the dogs. All right. Don't be too rough with the dogs.
No, I'm fine. No, they're my babies. All right, you guys.
All right,
stay safe.
All right, LT. You
Where
want to talk about all Canes? Or you want to talk about advanced financial and insurance?
Well, let's go on. Let's see. Where's the email you sent me?
All right, I got it in front of me. So let's talk about all Canes.
Yeah, let's go all Canes first.
They are getting ready to have their 21st annual shopping spree.
Yeah.
For kids, and that's in memory of Brian Pata.
Yeah.
And great. It's a really nice thing that Harry and them at All Canes do every year.
They've been doing it for a long time too.
Yeah.
I participated in a couple of times.
Yeah, the kids get to come into the store, and people make donations, and the kids get stuff, and it benefits Brian Pata. I guess there's a foundation that was set up, and it's a great cause. So they have 2 dates: December 13th, December 15th. They have 4 groups of kids that will be coming in. The Boys and Girls Clubs and the Police Athletic League and the Brian Pata Foundation are going to bring those groups, and the kids are going to get to come in and shop for Canes gear at All Canes in memory of Brian Pata. And with a donation of $5, you can get a $5 coupon to use in the store. So your $5 goes to a good cause, and so everybody that gets a chance to go down there and participate in that, please do. But in the meantime, Lamar, it's holiday shopping season at All Canes, and they have just about everything that the Canes fan could want.
Well, I tell you what, I still want to get me some of that Zuba stuff. You know what I mean? And some of that Dime Life stuff, and all that good gear, that Adidas gear they got down there, that Harry has just piled up in the back, waiting for Christmas, and the 26 jerseys, the Sean Taylor jerseys.
Don't forget that Sean Taylor jersey. Yeah.
Oh man, that tribute jersey is nice, man. That's a good looking jersey, man. That's a really good jersey. They did a good job on that.
Yeah. So All Canes is open, Lamar, every day till Christmas.
Okay, every day.
Every single day till Christmas. They're open, and those that are out of town can shop online at allcanes.com. And if you want to order by phone, the phone number.
That's 24 days, right? It's the first.
Today? Yeah, today's the first.
So 23 days, I guarantee Harry is in the shop.
Oh, there's no question.
He might be 24 days. I mean, you just don't know, man. That guy, man.
And if you want to talk to Harry, you can call them at 305-661-9011. 305-661-9011. Harry will probably answer. He'll take your order. Or like I said, you go to allcanes.com and shop online. No matter what you want to get for the Hurricane fan, whether it's a family member, a friend, you can find it at All Canes. So give them a shout out, visit them on the internet, and get your holiday shopping done early.
There you go.
All right, Lamar, and then of course some people need insurance.
Yeah.
And we've got Ryan Collins, Advanced Financial and Insurance.
There you go, my guy. Advanced. You know, I like to read this little spot because it's dear to my heart because I've gotten good at it now. Are you protected from the unexpected loss to your home due to Mother Nature, like a hurricane, or to your auto due to human nature, like a car accident? Let Advanced Insurance and Financial Agency help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you. Give them a call today at 954-436-4027. That's 954-436-4027. Or visit the website at advancedagent.net. That's advancedagent.net for your free insurance review so you can ease your worries and relax your mind. That's my guy, Ryan Collins.
Ryan Collins, everybody.
And let me tell you something. I got in a little fender bender, and I called him because I never been in a fender bender, and he actually talked me through it, and it went awesome. I mean, I was really nervous about the little fender bender, but he talked me through it, and we got it all taken care of. But thanks to Ryan and Advanced, you got to call him, man. This he does a really good job over there.
You get a ticket?
No.
Oh, good.
No ticket.
All right.
All worked itself out.
So Advanced Financial Insurance, Ryan Collins, he'll take care of all your needs, and the phone number is scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Of course, you got Crowded right here.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to Crowded, the app. They haven't released part 2 of the roundtable, I don't believe, have they?
No, I don't think so. They're gonna release it. You got to download the app. You can get on the QR code right there, and there it is.
Or just go to your app store and type in Crowded.
Yeah,
and you'll be able to get it.
And it's an event app. So all your events, you go to these events, you go to these big games. Let's say like right now, Michigan and North Carolina is on right now in basketball. You're there. You take pictures. You want to be able to save them. You want to see other people's pictures. You just put it in there. You download that app. You put your pictures in there. Let's say it's the last second shot. It's saved forever. You know, we got some great footage from different angles from in what's it called now? Hard Rock Stadium. Of some great games. Yeah, I get confused. I want to say Pro Player, Joe Robbie. I go all. What was the one beer they had? The Shark Tank beer, and then they had they had all kind of stuff going on. So, you know, it's I can't think of the name of those things. What they had Shark Tank, they had Pro Player beer. No, Pro Player. They had all kind of stuff. But it's Hard Rock Stadium right now. So, with that being said, you click on this app, you download it. You download your pictures. You can save them forever. You see other people's visions, other people's pictures. I like to say it's an app that will change your life because you know what? Hey, you get to see all kind of great sites, and obviously you get to see the round table, part 2, part 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm glad these people are helping me out. It's Landmark Lager. Landshark. Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. I was so confused. It's been so many names to that damn stadium. And I'm pretty sure it's some more, but right now it's Hard Rock, and we'll stick with that.
All right, and of course you're at Bo Campers and Plantation.
Yes. And here are my wings right here. Let me show you guys. My parents won't let me eat them. They look delicious.
Somebody was telling me today, I can't remember where it was, but they were telling me, tell Lamar that it's okay to eat the wings.
No. I got to go with what my mother and father say. They say don't eat the wings. I've been nibbling on some French fries. Obviously, I had calamari a little earlier before I came on. Delicious food here at Bo Campers. Um, what is it, like 10 locations here in South
Yeah,
Florida,
they got a lot of locations.
all over the place. There's some on the beach where you get great view. This right here is just a central hub in South Florida. And next time you come in here, try some of the signature wings. They're
You like
awesome.
that plantation. You like that plantation location.
I do, because it's not that far from my house.
Oh, okay.
That's the main. That's the most
Well,
important
you're in the
thing.
middle. You're close to Miramar,
Well,
too.
I went to the one on the beach. It was nice. Bo's Beach.
Bo's Beach.
That shit was a long way from home, and I had to pay for parking. So hell no, I ain't going there no. I ain't going there no more.
All right, LT. Before we go home, let's talk about a couple quick things.
All right.
5 wins in 6 games. The final record is 7-5.
Right.
Is that a consolation prize? Is that a silver lining that you win 5 of the last 6, or is the bottom line that you were a 7-5 football team this year?
Well, you played 2 really, really good teams, so I'm going to give those 2 losses up. Okay, Michigan State and obviously Alabama, and to go 5 out of 6 at the end. You know, I would have loved to have been 6 out of 6, but it didn't happen. I just think you have some, and we'll see in this bowl game what we're building upon. You know, this has been a trying year. You know, you start off 2-4, and everybody's kicking the head coach out the door. It's been a really trying year, but I got to give it to the coaching staff. I know a lot of people not going to hear this. Got to give it to those guys, but most importantly, the kids for not quitting, because they could have quit. They could have said, "Hey, screw you guys. You got coaches that are going to go on, and we're still going to be here." But they took it upon themselves to say, "You know what? Let's just take the coaching and let's just go out and play ball." And I give kudos to the kids most importantly, and I'll give some kudos to the staff, because you know what? It takes a lot to be able to control all those kids and be able to convince them that season's not lost. So to go 7-5, it's not what we wanted, but you know what? You still get to go to a bowl game, and you still get to play, and you still get to build upon next year, because next year with TBD, I mean, if he's not a Heisman Trophy candidate going into next year, I don't know who is, because what he was able to do this year.
He was definitely playing as well at the end of the season
than anyone.
Pretty much anyone in the country. I mean, really was. So Lamar, Rhett Lashley parlays his work with TBD. Let's be honest. That's what happened. If TBD doesn't develop the way he does, if they don't put up the numbers they put up the second half of the season, I am not sure that SMU comes calling to give him the head coaching job, even though they were familiar with him from when he was the OC there. But it was impressive. And he parlays it into a head coaching job. Your thoughts on that?
Kudos to Rhett. And, you know, again, I think this year start off a little rough. You know, De'Aaron gets hurt, and you got to call plays for a young quarterback who you weren't calling plays for him, you know, in the beginning. And they had to adjust. They had to evolve. And between him and the quarterback, Lashley and TBD, they somehow found a happy medium where they felt comfortable enough to say, okay, I trust you, you trust me, let's go do it. And, you know, with the development of these older guys like Harley and Rambo, along with those young receivers and the tight end position, look at Will Mallory, and the O-line playing a little better. Well, I wouldn't say a little better. They played a lot better than they played in the beginning. So with that being said, especially on offense, I mean, it just made it better for him. And you know what? I text Rhett and I said, thank you for everything, man. Thank you for obviously ending this thing the right way. And I I definitely love what he did at the end. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better team other than Central Connecticut State to play your last game against and to be able to do whatever the hell you wanted to do and get a guy 13 catches in the first quarter or second quarter. It was awesome. So, you know what? Kudos to Rhett. We'll see you again. And thank you for giving us what you gave us.
I'm not sure I've seen a coach. I can't remember ever seeing a coach put out for his kids the way he did for those two receivers in that last game. I mean, from the first play, he was just feeding them with the football, and he had drawn up all those plays for them, and they all were working, and they got those records out of the way pretty early in that game, Lamar.
Mm-hmm. We played San Diego State when I needed, I think it was 6 catches to break Michael Irvin's record. I didn't get it until the fourth quarter. Okay, and we were blowing them out.
Wow,
we blew them out. I mean, it wasn't feed Lamar Thomas. It was, we have a game to win. Marshall Faulk is not playing, and we're going to try to embarrass them. And again, it was so late in the game that Gino Toretta, my Heisman Trophy quarterback, was not in the game. Frank Costa threw me my record-breaking catch. That's how late it was in the game. So, kudos to Rhett, Rob Likens, Manny, for knowing and seeing what was at stake, and they got it done.
I didn't get a chance to ask you this earlier, but like, how does Reggie Wayne feel today? Like, how did you feel when, now you're not number one in the record book anymore? Like, what is that like? Like, what does that feel like?
I understand he said he had emotions of, I had the same emotions to break that record, because you for me, it validated, that's what when I set out on this journey, I had those names up on the back of my door, and I saw those names. I saw Michael Irvin at the top, and I even told Michael Irvin on my visit that I was going to break his records. So I had to get it done, and when you finally get it done, it's relief. It's everything you ever imagined. And for Reggie, when Reggie broke my record, little quick story, I tried to get him to come out early. I told him he was ready. I said, "Man, you ready?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna stay one more year." And he broke it like in the third game against West Virginia. And I remember watching the game, go, "Oh," and he broke it. I mean, it is what it is. So for Reggie, he probably was the same way. He's like, it is what it is. Again, like Michael Irvin said, records are meant to be broken. So you just have to accept it, and it's one more time they mention your name. That's basically where you put it.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about was, it was a big topic going into the season, who's going to call the plays on defense. And Manny fires Blake Baker, and I thought he made a good decision to take the defense into his own hands, because he was obviously going to be judged by the results this year. Right. And why go hire somebody else and then be sitting there and letting your fate as a head coach ride on what another coordinator is doing? And I thought he made the right decision. Now, it didn't work out great. We'll see what happens in the coming days, whether Manny gets to keep his job or not keep his job. But, your thoughts on that. I mean, you worked with Bobby Petrino. He called his own plays. You worked with Mark Stoops, who did not call his own plays, right?
No, he didn't, but he tried to.
Did he?
But I tell you, it's a lot, man. It's truly a lot. And Stoops kind of messed us up a lot. The Florida game, he messed us up twice. We had 2 undercover players because he tried to change it at the end when he wasn't the defensive coordinator. He was just the head coach.
But he was micromanaging his coordinator.
It's a lot. It is truly a lot to do. Bobby Petrino, he's sitting there calling plays, and then he catches the end of a defensive play. He has no idea what's going on. It's truly a lot. I think, like you said, if I'm going to go down swinging, I'm going to go down swinging on my own terms.
On my own talents. That's what got me here.
I'm going to call my own crap, my own stuff. And, but this year coming up, You know, I can't tell him to make a decision, but I would think that at this point, you know, seeing what happened and the stress levels he had, probably it might be better to find somebody that you can trust, that and you and him are on the same page, and you're basically overseeing him call the right defenses.
Well, we'll see what happens here. I think this is going to work itself out really quick. I think this athletic director situation may have not gone the way it was supposed to tonight, but they still have tomorrow.
But Gary, we don't know that. We don't.
Yeah,
know.
you're right. We're speculating.
This could be some smoke screen. We've seen how many times have we seen guys say, "I'm not interested in the job," and tomorrow they
take it.
Showing up. They take it. I mean, it could
be. So it could be speculation.
So the next show that we do, we'll have those answers, and then we can actually talk about the truth. The one thing we do know, Blake James is gone, so we can talk on that. That's
right.
It.
But you're right. You're right, Lamar. This came out of nowhere. I know I was hearing all day this guy Eddie Nunez was going to get offered the job. Mm-hmm. The last thing I thought about was that if he got offered the job, he would turn it down. Mm-hmm. Now supposedly he turned it down. It's a little fishy. It's bizarre.
Who knows?
But
I mean, who
knows
if he turned it down or not? I mean, we don't know. We're all speculating. My phone's blowing up. Kevin Harris is sending me.
Oh my God, all night long. Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm not on the BOT, and it took me a long time to realize what the hell was BOT. It's a board of trustees. I was like, bot. What is bot? We're not in there. We don't know what the hell is going on. We're all speculating. You got Manny Navarro. You got Gary. You got Canes. And you got all these. You got the Orange Bowl. You got everybody just throwing stuff out there, and hopefully it'll stick. And then of course you got Barry Jackson. He's gonna throw some stuff out there. So with that being said, we don't know. So when we get it together, we'll be able to comment on it and we'll be able to talk about it. That's the way I look at it.
All right, LT.
Until then,
yes, sir. Great show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks again to our sponsors, All Canes, Bow Campers, the Crowded app, Advanced Financial and Insurance. Did I leave anybody out, Lamar? I don't think I did. Bow Campers.
I gotta add some more. I gotta add some more sponsors, though.
So, are we coming back next Wednesday, Lamar?
I don't know, man. We got to talk about it. You know, we definitely got to do a bowl. We got to do a pre-bowl game, and
we got to see what happens with this coaching situation.
So the only thing that changes, we should have 3 shows. We should have when the head coach AD gets hired. Also, when the pre-bowl and then post-bowl.
Post-bowl. Yeah, we'll definitely have 3 more.
Yes.
And, just watch for programming announcements at CaneSport.com. We'll put it out on Twitter and everything. Yeah. We'll keep the schedule a little fluid here because we got to see how this evolves over the next several days. And we'll adjust to the developments at the U. So for LT, I'm Gary Ferman. Thank you for joining us on the Lamar Thomas Show this week. And until next time,
go Canes.
There you go, Lamar. See you next time, everybody.